Sure.
It's 12-6.
And
Oh
for
god.
Derek, it's about seeing how much damage you can get done.
They closed it out. Is it over?
Shock dart bounces, recon bolt over the top. Delete the sentry turret.
Seconds left.
Long range shot does tag. I think you've seen Cortesia caught in the reload initially, but again, this is just fiddling with damage. And there's Cortesia just over the top, making sure Derek doesn't find some sort of weird jump peak.
MIBR on it.
Pistol convincing there for MIBR. A lot of it just, again, just off that early aggression showcased at green.
So important for Arizin to be able to get away and just slow things down for the team, but things would have been really messy if EG ends up winning over towards mid. That would probably cost Arizin a potential to lose his life as well, with the flank being open. But they really did just win every single side of the map, and they needed a bit of a momentum boost and a game changer
map
coming
UI
into
ain't
a
it?
fresh map.
Oh wait, did they
Bring some
change it?
confidence into there as well.
They changed it, no?
Yourself 2-0 up after winning anti-eco. And another early
I don't know what's different,
aggression
but
coming on through. This time it would be Arizin
Zoomed out.
anchoring over towards B. More of a standard setup with us, but yeah.
Guardian over the top, good for attack.
wrong side on top.
Zenom still playing on the close corner, and Aspis is not done yet. Okay, so this little look over the top of green has caused some early
right,
headaches
it's wrong
for
side
Evil
on top.
Geniuses. Even with the knives
Ooh, I
and
was
the
playing-
L drones being tossed early, it's just
Oh,
not
it
enough
fell.
to dissuade this kind of dual setup that MIBR had preferred, and they're under a potential
Look at them
early
hunting the
flawless
ecos.
round, which would give them a perfect bonus if they do find this last kill quickly. Icy just tucked into a bit of a corner. The hunt is on. And the shot, well, initially looked pretty decent, but
That's the IGL aim, unfortunately, for Arizin. Unlucky. But good to see that Aspas is definitely heating up. He was already starting to look like maybe
Is
he
this
was
live?
grabbing
Yeah.
a few kills here. That 4-piece that didn't matter at all when the round was already over. That looked very flashy, but really had no bearing on the rounds. That allow him to save a rifle for the following, if nothing else. But they didn't even take any damage. 2 players over towards B, Aspas included. Walking away with full health.
Is the UI bugged? There's no UI. Just the logos on top are
One
wrong.
rifle now for Cortesia.
yeah, same setup here. Aldrone, knife
It's a
early,
little confusing, yeah.
just wanting to try to
But
get
not
some
that
early
bad,
control,
wow.
but Aspis, okay.
I think he said I'm
That's
back.
what we want to see if you're an MIBR fan. Just little one taps with the Guardian continue to come through. That's the jet down and out early. Zenom's going to feel very
So, yeah,
safe.
yeah,
to
మరి
be
పెద్ద
here.
పెద్ద కార్డు
Yes,
వేస్తున్నారు.
You're chilling if you're MIBR.
Yeah, this is what we're looking for now. I suppose Ye do. You want to send a message over. Ye was doing so well on Lotus.
మా ఉన్నాయి 3 కార్డ్స్ దాన్ని దాచిపెట్టుకొని
Being
లాస్ట్
largely,
వాడతాం.
or rather,
Who's typing?
was largely missing, but now man is back in control. He's warmed up. That first map really was just a warm-up map, but into BO3, only fought one of those.
True.
Full silence now. Actually causing some movements for MIBR. With still
Wait, you don't lose HP
Oxus
like
Room
that?
coming on down. It's
What?
definitely having MIBR lean a bit heavily over towards B. It's finally easy will make their way over towards A. With the time remaining, this is going to have to be where they and MIBR are largely playing for a retake here. 5 members all off site. Only a nanoswarm to slow things down.
Well, the knife reveal
It
that
is,
just
Red
happened a
Bean.
moment ago has nature without one here in this approach to A for now.
ఈ కార్డ్ వేస్తే ఎవరికి బొక్క
Here
నాకే
comes the
బొక్క.
hit. Cascade wall just to kind of block from getting deep into sight. And MIBR will get themselves a bit of an entryway. Icy up top has seen one.
10 seconds
Has the
left.
alarm bot to try to give a little bit of help as the next
4v5
knife and
post.
the last knife will
Flank.
be sent down. Long route from Zenom.
Nice shot.
Red though by Supa, so that flank
You
is
heard
shut
him.
down. Now MIBR have to contest from the front. Opening shots good from
Nice
Icy.
try.
No follow-up though.
Dart?
Aspis is able to collect his second of the round.
No dart
Over the top,
breakers?
Verno.
Guys?
Get another. And now it's just down to can MIBR flush out this post plant deeper in towards the site. This is a big
Nice try.
fight here, and Archer's in.
It's not planted for him.
Now the
GG.
Cove can go down. You can jump in, at least get this thing close to halfway, and win that moment. Aspis will
That's
find
bonus.
their third elimination.
Might be going map 3, I'm not gonna lie.
Finalizing the bonus, and MIBR are up big early.
I suppose once again, the closer of that 3 on that particular round as well. Everyone getting their upgrades.
Gun here.
Despite playing mostly for a retake, they held on to be quite comfortably. Player advantage, I might add, that they managed the game. A real loss there, you would say, is Zenom not quite able to make his way through on the flank, shut down by Super, but But what is a gun round for EG? Man, that is quite
Map
uncomfortable.
3
Coming back through
is.
on towards
I
a
actually don't
rifle,
know.
the hero
To be honest,
rifle
bro.
for the round. But can he get something done here? It's kind of opposite day compared to where Lotus was. It was Ye in charge, Aspas missing.
Thank you, chat.
Largely Ye missing with Aspas in charge.
Yeah.
Eco for
No, Evil
EG.
Genius is just gonna hard stack this with 5 players over towards A. Owl drone scouting pretty tallly. Verno could have think about throwing one of his own, but instead it looks like MIBR with his backup. But they do have the reckoning if they do feel like this is gonna get a little bit nasty. I see with some high ground control, Nature for the plant. Shock dart.
They should harbor roll.
Good
Oh.
damage. Nature drops. And it stops the plant like you mentioned. The
Good shot
reckoning gonna get
again.
called, and it looks like MIBR just want to just go right on in and make sure EG cannot get their post plant deep, but they do get kind of out of here. It's a little bit of tertiary damage tallied onto Supa for a moment. Cove is down.
YOLO.
Arch is in, is going to just jump on in for the defuse. Supa trying to create something, but not able to do too much. And actually, hold on a second. Arch
What is Arson doing?
Ye's got a Vandal and has caught himself onto 2, but
Damn.
yeah, we'll clean things
Cortesia.
up. Taking care of the final 3. And he's going to be benefited with the extra, or no, Verno, a little bit of discussion on who's going to grab that. And it'll be a 4-0 start regardless for MIBR.
Jay made things a little bit interesting there, but yeah, MIBR still playing for full retakes. Maximum confidence there, stopping the plant via the shock dart. Pretty massive for a time buy. Reckoning even played in there as well, just to cause a little bit of extra chaos, but
Wait, let me put my
down,
wrap in the
already
fridge.
on for
One
the
sec.
defuse. AG, to be fair, they didn't really have anything to use in that particular round, but 4 in a row for MIBR is pretty resounding for the comeback story after losing Lotus as hard as they did. EG need to do a lot now on the actual real buy.
Yeah.
Good news for EG is you'll say they've actually been able to plant, so it's not been all extremely bad. They've been able to get on site. The retakes have been, from MIBR have been pretty clean.
It's just this battle right here that Evil Geniuses are continuing to try to force. And Supa is going to drop over at mid. So now you have to essentially, again, try to force something here for your EG.
7.
Unless Icy off map towards A can find this lurking 1v1 pick, and he does. So now Icy's
Asphalt
one
doesn't
away
lose an
from
icebox?
a lockdown.
Yeah, that's my duo.
Derek is taking a long angle around
Oh,
Cortesia
wow.
to make sure that there is no sound cue to be heard.
Oh,
And that's
man,
just
4v4.
making their way in. The problem is not everyone is here, and Icy could be in a little bit of trouble, but just able to slip out. But the defense has reclaimed some space to
అమ్మా,
work
ఏం
with.
కూల్చాలి అది ఎంత గట్టిగా వచ్చింది
Yeah, okay, well, they managed to get their way onto site, but this is still not a full committal. I mean, look at
They're going
the fact
B.
that Derek is still thinking about leaving here with the rotators already being forced. Derek was spotted. Very nice moves in towards mid-map. In fact, the Cortez
Derek's looking better
missed a
today.
shot. Okay, that
You
was a
can tell.
jumping Derek, to be fair. Very hard to hit that one, but the information given was allowing MIBR to rotate back over towards A.
Knives.
Up draft,
and
look at
pushes
Aspas.
Icy
Watch
away
Aspas.
After he catches a player.
Show me
4v4
Aspas.
now as we're back over towards B.
Oh, clean angle from Zenom. Gonna get information on another Cortesia, just making sure nobody hits over towards the yellow part of the map as Ye is
He
in
works.
trouble. And oh no, they commit the lockdown to this as well,
Dead.
Avril. Oh
Nice try.
no, not like
We're
this.
going map 3.
And it's just, again, the manipulation of the map for MIBR just too strong. They just cannot crack through yellow. Can Evil Geniuses, and I'm sure Potter is going to be wanting to talk about this very soon.
I just think the fact that it took too long for the rotations to come on through.
Wall
so
line
Derek
up.
Had to be very careful. The fact that he could have been spotted out through mid and did in fact be spotted out by 2 members, but there was still 2 other players behind
Lori, thank you for
Derek
the
that were
10.
slow on the rotate.
MC,
So
thank you for the
Icy
5. Thank you
got
guys.
his work done early, but I don't think even he really expected to get as much work done as he actually did with that single kill. He got very deep, which just allowed MIBR way too much time to actually make the rotation happen, which then
Oh.
cost EG a little bit of confidence to actually finish on A.
Everything okay? Everything's great. I'm just.
His EG's just not getting any sort of early work done.
I'm chilling.
And that's not good news because if you can't establish a threat towards B,
I used all my juice in the BO5.
usage for the defense.
But they
is
trolled
just
us,
so
bro.
hard to
Why do
break
they have
down.
the
Lots of
BO5
screaming
first
here.
before the BO3?
They're
They
scared
actually
of mid
fucking
now as
trolled
well
us.
because multiple times they've lost a single player, first death.
Who
on mid.
plays a BO5 then a BO3?
5 stack and full over on towards A. Can they run through?
Whoa, not like this.
Hold on.
EG
Hold
seen
on.
And anticipated
Oh my
from
God.
playing around the back of A, still come away with the angles and the eliminations that they need
Aspas
to get
is
Spike
here,
planted,
chill.
and now a 5v2 and what probably won't be considered a thrifty because of the purchase, but call it what it is. It's a half buy at best.
Hear that?
Aspis,
Ooh.
corner, easy for the first.
అన్నే
Wait,
బీచ్
he's
చేయాలి
kind of
Sorry,
fucking
maybe more
feeling it,
defensive.
bro. You can
That's a Hunter
tell.
Cherry in play as well. So extremely difficult. I don't think EG would have been able to pick up that many upgrades, considering how many deaths on MIBR were actually off-site. Actually, look at where those were. Time is running out, though. They have to force out the Hunter's Fury. Aspas needs to get a little bit more aggressive. So 3 alive.
Well, they get the Hunter's Fury out, but there's going to be enough
I don't
time.
know if they have time.
Yeah,
Wow, he's feeling it, bro.
It is.
What's Aspas's score right now? Like 12-0?
Still, I think if you're looking at that from MIBR, okay, it does count as a thrifty.
Caster's saying
you hate to
Aspis?
lose to a thrifty, but at least silver lining, you're able to pull the Hunter's Fury out in a 2v4 situation, so you don't have that as a counter to your lockdown that you've got coming up next.
On the opposite end, they really need that. EG needed to bring something back, and to do so on the thrifty is certainly one way to rescue your economy, if nothing else. And the Hunter's Fury, yes, absolutely. You need that insurance policy, do whatever it takes to be able to win that very desperate round. Can't afford for MIBR just to go 6-0 up on the defensive side. The side that they weren't even that strong on. And their NRG game, remember, MIBR were actually stronger on the attacking side. They struggled on the defense, and completely blasting through EG's attack.
Well, again, similar look here. No fan going to be spent this time, though.
He's split.
That's enough to get EG
What?
through and
Observer?
over. Plus, you've got Ye on knives. He cuts through mid. Archerson going to show force through top kitchen, but the spike should be planted.
It's on
here.
Harbor. Wait,
Hunter's
what?
Fury, the lockdown, both still at the ready though for MIBR on this retake, and with that pick onto Ye, it's going to feel a little bit more.
Nah,
It's gonna
Observer's
come into that,
tweaking.
But I see behind this.
This is a
oh,
big
this could
lurk.
be so huge.
I've seen on 5 as well. Icy needs to find the correct time.
Big.
Yeah, he's got
Perfect.
one.
And he's playing
His position
slow.
has been known now, but he has more than done enough. 3 versus 2. Hunter's Fury is there, but I don't really know if MIBR can
Dead.
achieve much, if anything, at this stage. Shockdown onto Artazine. And we're not expecting too much
okay,
more
I see.
out of Verno. In fact, 0. This is not going to be the Zenom potential.
Who won the
1
BO5
versus
NRG
3.
3-1?
This is going to be EG, bringing back a couple rounds. 1 on the Thrifty and 1 on an actual buy with decent opening frags as well.
I'm actually a bit surprised that EG's not going to still call a
ఏదో
timeout
రిచువల్
here.
చెప్తుండు చేయాలా వద్దా?
A 5-2 tally where, yeah, you are happy to get the 5th round and or the 6th and the 7th rounds, the 6th in
Oh, that's
particular
right.
with the Thrifty is impressive, but talking about things like a Hunter's Fury and a lockdown at the ready.
From
feels
1
like
to 10, what's
something
my
to
rating on
talk
the
about,
NRG
trying to get
roster?
this
NRG
momentum
looks like they're
continuing
top 3
forward
right
as
now,
Archerson
but
is the
like
only one who
we
really
need to
can't
see them on
afford here.
stage.
And it's going to look for maybe an opening pistol shot, just keeps denying this same knife for EG.
They look so good. For real.
We have a couple of ultimates to play through.
Verno has
To
Vandal.
get aggressive.
Okay.
Ability to maybe
As long as
find
EG
an
don't get
upgrade
ecoed
for
here,
Artazine
they have a
just to
chance.
Scare EG off a little bit, which has been successful, leaving IC behind.
MIBR have
Oh,
not won
Brad,
maps
amazing.
since Aspas
My
dueled
bad.
with
Which
Tarek.
is also going to cause MIBR to
It's only been
overcommit
3
over
maps,
towards
though.
A.
I think he's
You
setting-
also
It's
have
not
the
that
fact
bad.
Super's working his way up through the tube.
Well,
Cortesia has all the work to do here now, as MIBR are wising up ever so slightly. In fact, look at that. Just makes the call to lockdown. He feels the pressure.
I was going to say that's what you're banking on those
Timing.
MIBR. It's like you can commit over towards A because you've got the lockdown
Wait,
here, but
see
they
him?
lose Cortesia. And now you got a little bit of an opportunity for Archerson to try to find some
Wait.
time, but Icy's right there to beat him. Also the information onto
This
Verno.
double lurk is kind of
So
nice.
things
They
looking
got
really
out.
positive here for EG.
They
Don't
kinda
need the Viper
cooked.
spin on this post plant. Hunter's Fury still at the ready, but Aspas would have to connect with something to even consider it because look at the minimap. MIBR are already backing away, looking like they're going to save.
Yeah, they don't have money at all. Remember, Artisan came into this with absolutely nothing. Everyone else with fairly minimal credits to play through, with the exception of Aspas, who has a lot more due to the fact that he has kills, and we'll get an extra 1 to play with.
Aspis? Is he saying that? I have to listen. I can't hear it.
To EG, want to get
I'm
there.
not
Probably
hearing
not
it.
Too,
Probably, yeah,
they've only
probably
got
not. I have to
2
focus.
rounds in the bank, and wouldn't want to risk too
ఏ,
much
వాడు రాను
further out here, but
కస్టమ్స్ ఎవరికి రావాలి?
you could tell that MIBR knew that they potentially had stacked the wrong side. Icy sold a brilliant fake, staying
Pause.
along a little bit too long.
Yep.
Not enough information gain coming out through
What's
from
up, Zoo
MIBR.
guy?
You talked about the tactical pause coming on through. Will come through from fraud on MIBR.
Did-
Got to flush that position out. Plus the shock dart down low. So the orb is in play. Owl drone for Derek going to be spent. Checking the corners initially over 410. Meanwhile, a potential lurk battle between the Vipers. Neither
Viper
is
on
too
Viper?
much, and here comes the commit onto A.
Whoa, whoa.
And Ye has seen it quite a bit, but the operator, how do you really play this angle? Looks like he just wants to take it away by just running up to it.
Aspos needs to get here sooner rather than later.
Wait.
Good knife.
Oh,
Maybe
close.
buy their way in. Knife is kind of hit, I think, a decent amount, potentially.
KJ.
Offensively, 2 ultimates.
Love that.
Straight
Viper ult?
after Hunter's Fury, the lockdown is now safe to be played through.
Oh, but look at the minimap. Both Vipers are, they've rotated around one another. They haven't seen
Shock?
each other.
Oh.
So the lockdown's going to be committed in. There's the spike being planted. It just comes down to which of these
want the
Vipers
They
get
walled
back
off spawn.
first. Ye misses the opening shot. And just gotta keep your eye on that minimap because both the Vipers likely to find each other here in the near future.
Zenom is making noise though. Zenom made noise.
Oh, he
Super
dodged
now
dart.
knows his positioning.
Oh, here we go.
Unspotted.
Wall
Nature.
drop. EG gonna find all 3 eliminations that they need, and now
And the
Supa
lurk.
will eventually
Wait,
get the
Shannon is
battle.
getting out lurked by Supa a
At least
lot.
I've been avidly watching on the minimap.
Oh, wait, that's a
And
big
Verno
round. Hold
can do
on.
nothing.
Hold on.
Only
EG
a
are
single
clawing.
elimination for MIBR
Oh my
on
god,
their
EG.
timeout
Wait,
in a full
MIBR.
gun round.
Wait.
That's gonna
If
make
they
you sweat
lose
a
here,
little
they're
bit.
actually.
Some of
They've
that came
lost
down to the
ever
fact
since
that
we
Odyssey
good.
was denied the all before the reckoning. He would have had that.
But with that being said,
So the knife
if they've
coming on
lost
in,
ever since
that
we
was
do it,
denied
they've also
various
lost ever since
times
Aspect
that we
duel
saw
with
in
tens
different
as
rounds.
well.
This time
So
connects
that means
and
me
is enough to
or
force
tens is the
Odyssey
problem.
back into
Who's
spring.
really
The
more
tactical
likely?
Timeout not going to be
Let's be
doing
real.
enough for MIBR. Ye even making the offensive operator work.
Me?
At least they being MIBR now know.
Get your head out
it
the
is
gutter,
on
brother.
board for Ye once again.
Wake up and smell the flowers.
Still 3 good ultimates in there. Viper Spit not even required by EG with Super just walking through the entire map.
How about this though? Aspis from the ropes with knives.
Aspect from the
It's gonna stay forward here and around that. Has MIBR a little bit more limited on utility.
Timing.
Nature, shoulder, sees the threat.
That
Oh,
sucks.
Ye connects onto Verno. That was your escape tool. So now you're
Yeah,
down
it's
to
just
number 5v4. Aspis still looking for something with these knives. But
Aspis?
Ye happy to take this battle with an op in hand.
But noise, still got
Also,
I
time.
heard it. I
They
heard it actually.
As a reminder, we don't have a lot of information coming through on B. Alarm bot certainly has
ఎక్కువ
been
అరుస్తుంది
triggered
రే
yet.
నేను నరికేస్తాను రే.
Mid is a different story, a little bit more to play through there.
Knife gonna be a real
Aspis
real
is
so this
dead.
is Icy is able to find Aspis, so that's again the knives down.
Again,
Super
Superman on
continues to be a
Shenum.
problem
Shenum's
on
gotta
that
be
long
tilted as
lurk, that flank
fuck.
watch.
I mean, if
So
I'm
Artisan-
Shenum,
And for
Nah,
Cortezia,
you have to
how
be
do
worried
you
about
get your
him,
way
though.
back into the site? Can you even get your way back into the site? You've got the reckoning, and ooh, that's a big pick from Artisan.
4v2. He's low. They should
Also,
save.
doesn't
Reckoning
matter
ready.
if losing
They
or-
should save.
Aside from the fact that they do
That's,
have this,
I don't know. I think they should.
Cortezia
but-
doesn't have a gun. The
doesn't have a
Reckoning,
gun.
low HP, no gun to Cortezia, who is definitely going to be the one to or can have something done about this. It's just really the round to play through
Oh,
the Reckoning 2
saving.
versus 4. Certainly doesn't feel good.
No.
Still playing up against shock darts as well. The fact that Derek is alive is just going to cause so many problems. What you're going to have is your harbor of Artisan falling off. Cortezia with nothing to play through has
Oh, you got
no
one.
reason to live, so he'll
Got
get
my one.
That's
That's
some
fine.
damage done, and
చీర
Why not?
చీర చీర చీర
Not anything crazy though. It's just an extra elimination as you're gonna find a Vandal as well on top of this. So 5-5 from 5-0 to 5-5 after an MIBR timeout. And now you look to see.
Wait,
I'll
he's
stay in
gonna
there,
actually
fight
bring it
it
back.
down.
Eric's
Vipers
Barber
pit
with
at the ready.
$5.
On the other
Thank
front,
you. Exo,
it's
thank
really
you.
just gonna be the Vipers
Thank
pit
you for the
defensively,
55
nothing
to charity.
else even
Thank you.
close
I'll
to being
hold
earned.
on.
Let's go.
they at least got those 2 guns.
Can we hit
saved
7K
up,
before the
extra
stream
picked
ends
up.
today? I don't think so,
Otherwise, you're
but
looking at Guardian,
that's
you're looking at
okay.
Spectre.
We've been
We're
doing
into
good.
The final 2 rounds here, and how
Hopefully
quickly the
10K
game
before the
falls
end of
away for
tomorrow,
MIBR.
and then
It'd be
5K
very
from me to
disappointing
top
for
it
them
off
to
to
be
15.
Leading 5
Bro,
just suddenly dropping 5 and 2 more for EG means that MIBR just
Some.
lose this half.
Aye.
Ooh.
Certainly hurts. A big punish onto Ye, finally dropping the wall, and Aspos gets that kill.
Yeah, this is the thing though. That double stack over towards green. You know that you don't do the defensive rotation to A with this Viper's Pit in play. Zenim's just going to hold on the backside of the site. At the front door knocking those evil geniuses. And would they be bold enough to go Viper's Pit for Viper's Pit here and try to just break down this site and see if they can isolate? Cortegia's in the corner. There's the pop flash. Cortegia able to get back to safety though. And now Derek's going to work on the plant. They're still looking to see if they can find Zenim in the backside of the site though. Oh, what a flash.
2 left remaining. They haven't planted yet. This is looking dire. MIBR in strong positioning. They could even commit the ultimate if they want to.
Oh, looks like Evil
They're not
Genius
going to get a plant now for EG.
Yeah.
Last player standing.
So it looks like EG's just trying to bait that reckoning out, but not going to happen. So just down to Icy 1v4, not going to happen.
PG.
As MIBR break off this 5-round
Turk's still tired. I know, I'm a little tired. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it, but I am. You guys tell her no.
Getting that 5, but 5 in a
I think
row
I
for
poured my
either
heart
of
out
them
into
has
that
been
BO5. Where's Demon 1, bro? What a fucking pussy, dude. Who the
especially
fuck
for, I would
ends
say,
24-hour
given
stream at
how
21
far
hours?
behind they
What a
were
bitch,
to
dude.
Start to string through a couple of
What a
rounds,
fucking
the first of
bitch.
which on that
21
round 6,
hours he ended.
as a reminder,
You gonna do
was
it 3
that
more
thrifty,
hours?
So kind of devastating in some cases.
What a
for MIBR.
pussy. What an
Have
absolute
that be the
pussy.
round to end
Oh,
up
listen
actually
to that
losing
officer.
this one, flooding
Lemon
the side
fucking
in
won, I
2
said.
minutes.
Second half,
MIBR just losing their duels and gonna finish this one out now with the potential for MIBR
I ended at
still
17 because the community told me
Calm and
to.
collected,
The viewers
7-5
said go
with
sleep,
House
bro.
Plus up
I said
deep.
okay,
Anna
fine.
with the kill
I made a. I
This
asked
has
the
been
chat.
such a frustration point for
No
Evil
one told you to. The
Geniuses.
viewers did.
The same battle over towards green continues to trend in favor of
Nah,
the
find
defense
the
of
VOD then.
MIBR, and
Let's
this
find the
is
VOD
all
and
just a
watch
setup
it.
to see if Derek can get this orb for a Hunter's Fury. But now you've lost Ye.
Why did I
And
end then?
MIBR
Why
can
did I
just
end?
back up and play with their numbers since they have the reckoning.
And a bunch of MIBR members are also walking through mid, trying to get contacted potentially by Super here.
Spike dropped.
The fuck you guys are making all random
Who's been able to
shit.
defend this
Guys,
position.
thank you,
a
T
decent
Marsh.
amount. I
Thank
don't
you,
think
bro.
EG have
That's
really
some real ass
played
shit out of
through
you. And I don't even fuck with you.
Mid too much recently, aside from Super himself making that happen. But here comes
Bro, I've
EG
probably
on
done,
towards B.
no joke,
Actually
in my
getting this
Twitch
one for free.
career,
It's gonna be MIBR playing for a retake.
at least 5 24 hours. And I think that's valid. In the span of 10 years. That means I do a 24-hour every 2 years. Wait, 3v3.
And he's able to subside it just for a moment to get back to safety.
Wait, no, that doesn't
Fighters are
make
gonna get
sense what I
called
just
in.
said. Sorry, that's
Dual
wrong.
command is also Fury already
That means I do a
spent.
24-hour every 2
Sophomore
years.
age battle with Aspis.
Wait, 3v3.
And he's able to subside it just for a moment to get back to safety.
Wait, no, that
Fighters
doesn't
are
make
gonna get
sense what I
called
just
in.
said. Sorry, that's
Dual
wrong.
command is also one elimination away, if I'm not mistaken. Shocked
Ooh.
taken down by the fracture.
W
And so now
Uto.
we've got the dual command to be spent. It has to be just
Ooh,
one.
nature.
Aspis loses his. Just
Ooh,
who just
Derek.
Derek to be playing as close
6
as they
up?
are.
It was like 5-0, wasn't it? It was 5-0 to 6-6.
Into half for Evil Geniuses, and we'll swap the sides and come back after the break to see if this will be it.
Right.
Alright, maybe a 2-0 from EG?
Yeah.
I mean, I had EG winning. I didn't. I had MIBR. I'll be honest, bro. I had MIBR winning. The commentator is saying Aspis unironically, I know. Damn, bro. Aspis is actually not undefeated. Aspis is only defeated since duoing with me. You thought he would be undefeated? No, he's defeated. He's strictly defeated. Him. Have a good night, then small arms. Good night, chat. I hate when my chat moves slow. I have to read this dumbass's message. T Marsh, fuck you, buddy. Your party's gonna be a fail. Just kidding, bro. I hope you have a great time.
ఒక కాంట్రాక్ట్ కి ఎంత 20 నిమిషాలు పట్టింది జై బాలయ్య Contrast
in
him.
terms of a route for MIBR.
Beast
Kinda
what?
cutting right through tube and separating this defense out.
Love you, man.
Evil Genius is still pretty planted though, and actually getting aggressive with Supa playing deep through green.
Diablo?
Able to find
Diablo?
one. It was a
Diablo?
completely unpredicted
Holy
out
fuck, I
of
haven't seen him
that
flick like
shot.
that since fucking 2020.
Evil Genius is still pretty planted though, and actually getting aggressive with Supa playing deep through green.
Diablo?
Able to find
Diablo?
one. It was a
Diablo?
completely unpredicted
Holy
out
fuck,
of
I haven't seen him
that
flick like
shot.
that since fucking
So Evil
2022.
Geniuses will only lose one of the process. Supa
Holy
also
fuck, that third
able to
kill was
follow up
insane.
onto Verno, and there's just nowhere
No.
for Zedham to go.
He might be back.
Only a couple
Should I
of
do it
kills
with
away,
Ye?
already halfway to Blades.
Nah, leave him, bro.
I mean, this guy is
Let him breathe.
doing more
Let him
than he
breathe, dog.
needs.
పాప
4
పాప
already. That's a dominant start. When you look at the trend again, there's that one round, number 11 for MIBR. But aside from
Holy
that, it is
fuck.
a sea of
Talk
green
about
looking
rolling back
for
the
EG
years.
In terms of how many is that now between both?
Ora, TP
7
కొట్టగానే
to
స్ప్రైట్
1.
లో
Yes,
వచ్చినాయి
MIBR
రేటింగ్
is
రెండు
tilted. I can't assess the situation.
MIBR
I need
losing
webcams,
massive
bro. I need
momentum here
webcams,
score-wise.
bro.
అట్లా ఫోన్ కూర్చున్నా ఒకటి
How do we have a
అరుస్తాయి
qualifier with no webcams?
MIBR
మళ్ళా
We'll take
not
what we
looking to
can.
get too much done here.
Fine,
8-6 will be the lead for EG, and this will be, I believe, the first time EG are actually leading in this map.
Is this angle good like this with a
How
Guardian?
much can Ye
ADS?
sniff out here?
What?
Oh goodness, he
The
sees
leg.
just the hip of Verdo.
You can do
probably sitting there
that?
Like what? This
Wait,
guy's
what? I said
freaking
that.
godlike. But
This guy's freaking godlike is
5-4
crazy.
into the numbers, and MIBR really don't have a choice besides to try to force their way into something, and it may just be the direction of Ye, who's got the hot hand.
Ooh.
Yep, that's the spike down as
Wait,
well.
guys, can we recognize the fact that Diablo
Happy to just
might
take that duel as well,
actually be
survives on
back?
7 HP.
Like, he's headed in
left
prime
remaining
direction.
Even an extra super in towards mid, just in case something happens, but actually not expecting much left out of this. Both our Jets, I think, are basically on 1 HP here. I don't think Aspus has any a life.
That's a bite
It's not like
coaching.
MIB are going to be moving anywhere else. Commit to this one, try and take away some of this anti-eco, and pray for a good gun round coming up next.
Yeah. The thing about it is, like, these have been convincing rounds for Evil Geniuses, so the purchase on this full gun round is going to be pretty limited for MIBR if they don't find much here. Yay? Oh, goodness. Could he get all of them?
Nah.
Yeah, sure could.
No way, dude.
He's got knives
Oh,
already.
it's-
I mean, we're
wait,
two
you know
rounds
what's
and he's got
funny?
knives.
God.
It's the same exact location of
It's
where
obviously better
Sam
that he
stole
didn't get
Mata's
last
ace
kill, 'cause
earlier
he'd just
today.
be stat
The
padding a little
same
bit and not
exact
giving
kill
the
at
whole
the
points
same
to the rest
exact
of his team,
spot.
but
And you're telling me this
unbelievably
shit isn't
disgusting.
scripted. We're not sitting here
Finds a
watching a
great
fucking script.
angle,
An act.
Takes down Aspus on 1 HP, didn't
Yeah,
even need the
you're
headshot,
hilarious,
just a
bro.
single tap.
Let's wake up here, people.
Anywhere will
Stay
do
woke,
it.
guys. Come on. Keep up. Guys? Anybody? I'm
Both of
done.
our
I'm
star
talking to
jet
myself.
players, 15.
I'm literally
both.
talking to myself. I
Okay,
thought I was
obviously
preaching
heating
to the
up a
choir,
little
but
bit
I'm
later
actually
than
just
Aspus
talking to
did,
my
who
fucking
else
self.
Was able to get most of his frags in the early rounds, and those early rounds, that's all MIBR
There's
really
30s
have
here?
here. So we talked about the fact that didn't expect too much from MIBR. Following
All right, 8-6,
what
big
was
round.
from EG's success on those first 2 rounds, but now for the first rather gun round versus Knives for a bonus, it could actually start to feel a little bit threatening in terms of what EG can
W
bring.
chat for real. We're approaching 7K steadily. Thank you for the 20 bucks,
Really
LayBR.
cannot
Anonymous,
afford to miss that
$5.41.
tier for
You
MIBR
empty your
with
bank
knives
account
and play
there?
for Ye.
Appreciate you.
Have not
Reach
done much
7K.
information
Thank you
gathering
for the
at this
25
point,
bucks.
though.
Anonymous, 20 bucks. Thank you.
Mid though. Apparently the strong point of info.
Well, time's starting to come to a bit of a necessary action cause. High tide, cascade, but the knife stops it from really.
Trying to sell something
Uh-oh.
today. You can just see this is
He's lurked up.
Adeline throwing utility out, keeping EG interested.
He gets that
The knives
kill.
get to work on the Cortesia, who tries to walk up, and now with that going,
Wow.
MIBR,
He almost got caught, but he
this is not a
didn't.
fake anymore.
No.
You
Wait,
don't
look at the
have
setup
the
here.
capability to access B, so it's gonna have to be an A finish.
Alarmbot's gonna reveal this.
Wow.
Nature in the corner, good with the stinger for the
Wait,
first.
MIBR are kind of crumbling. I'm not going to
Trying
lie.
delay a little bit of space, a little bit more time as well. Down to 20 seconds to play with. Verno.
Why do I speak?
Comes over the rope, finds an elimination, tracks back.
Why do I speak?
IC can't quite lock down the shots quickly, so a chance for the 2v2.
Flank?
Now keep in mind, you've got Ye at low health, but he's in one-tap territory, and oh my goodness!
He's
how does he
hacking.
get the- Can't quite lock down the shots quickly, so a chance for the 2v2.
Flank?
Now keep in mind, you've got Ye at low health, but he's in one-tap territory, and oh my goodness!
He's
how
hacking.
does he get the other? Just as the toxic screen goes up, are you joking?
This is a Yay masterclass.
I'll say.
Absolute Yay masterclass. And we were looking at Aspus in
What's
the
happening right
first
now?
half, the first 5 rounds.
What the fuck is happening right now?
Kind of embarrassing Ye a little bit, similar to what we saw on Lotus, but now that Ye's on the defense, plays him out so early to be able to deny
like the
gun
throwers,
round.
he's not
We
even
talked
trying to
about
hide
one of
it.
the gun rounders. When does it start to get
He's just fucking
concerning?
aimbotting on everybody.
This is when you start to have to be.
Frame with the $10. Thank you, Frame. I appreciate you. Wayway's in with the $51. Shout out, Wayway. And Ghostly with the $3.
Look
Thank
at the
you.
trend on the graph here.
Shout out, guys. Thank you, guys.
9 rounds in the last 10
Yep.
have been EG when you consider
Yeah,
the other half as
this
well
will
that we
come
came
at the
through.
middle
And
of
3 in a row now to start our second half, putting MLBR in such a difficult position.
Still enough purchase here to make this round potentially formidable for MIBR. I'll drone out. Ye deletes it, wants to hold on.
He got
a little
Aspas
while
again.
longer.
I think
Does at
Aspas
least
might
go
be
1
tilted
for 1.
now.
Cortegia able to find at least the trade.
Wow.
High tide out. MIBR make their way in. Just over. This toxic screen is icy with an outlaw.
Derek?
Low, Nature shut
1.
down. Derek only gets 1. So Icy's gonna have to hit.
Oh,
Finds the
traded.
first,
1v2
but can't get
Superman.
away. MIBR now with the numbers 1v2
Superman.
situation, but Super
Oh.
tries to force the battle, finds the first connection, but is tagged down to critical health.
It's a stinger as well.
Yeah, Artisan's gonna get forward.
Nice
and
try,
find the
nice
shot
try.
Before Super can connect onto the headshot, and MIBR
Nice
get us
try.
back to within 2.
Yeah, they needed to close the
Okay,
gap.
that was a
Artisan
big one
wasn't
for
gonna let
MIBR.
Joel
We might have a
away. The fact
game,
that
no
he didn't
joke.
hit enough shots to force Super away. Pretty well done.
We might have a freaking game
A
on our
couple
hands.
times now in this series on both maps, Adazine has not been able to really hit any shots. I talk about the first kill to first death ratio being pretty nasty in a bad way for Aspas on Lotus. He at least got the 1 to 5. Adazine was 0 and 5. Of course, different stakes and different expectations. We're not expecting your IGL to be that top fragger, but here Adazine needed to do something there to win the round and recover a little bit for MIBR, lest you get EG 4 in a row in this particular half. That's been stopped now.
Defense going to rotate a little bit early here. Have Ye to help reinforce, as Supa has given up the early angle at green. Knife denied. Orb going to be collected, and MIBR can take their time here on this approach, but keep in mind that you've got a little bit of a lockdown here at mid. Knives are out for Aspis.
What is that, bro?
And honestly, it just comes down to what angle can Ye find from here, because if he connects and shuts down this potential flight, it'd be huge.
Ooh.
But no, initial angle does not come through.
No Viper wall.
Able to find Ye connects.
Ye?
Still got it. Green on the cross. And he knows that there's been some sort of a crossover by the offensive jet.
One enemy remaining.
And Derek's there to find that. And oh my, Ye just takes over.
I would tell you what, Aspas can certainly get through. Via a little bit of cover on the wall, has the dash as well to play.
What's happening right now? No
He's
joke.
not going to hit that shot, but what
No
he
joke.
will do
Ye's
is
going
collect
like
the rest
nuclear.
Of the team, the rest of MIBR,
He might
does
get
not
30
have
in
the ability
regulation.
to be able
No
to
jinx.
escape from the operator. And Aspas at least got some value on the Blaze Storm, but Ye has just been so dominant. This is now a mechanical performance from an individual player that is not allowing MIBR to get much done at all. A singular round so far on the attacking side for MIBR is all they have to hold on to. Double digits now on board for EG. They're already one up in the series. They won that rematch versus 100 Thieves, and MIBR, they're really going to bow out of this one. 0-4 in maps.
Hunter's Fury going to get called out early here for MIBR. It does tag once onto Nature, but he's out of there safely. Recon bolt for Derek to try to stop this MIBR hit. Ye in a little bit of trouble.
Oh my god.
Reveal that is. But does
Oh my
not
god.
get connected on the Cascade. Too much of a deterrent. Nature back into the picture now. Shock dart shoots him down to 25 health. Osmanus up top, and okay, this is a very good spot for him to be in, but somehow Derek's able to provide, but Verno's double gets us to a 2v2.
With upgrades.
Timing.
Super's unknown though, that's a bit of a problem.
Oh my god, he's got fucking sandwiched.
Collapse on top of him. Suddenly this round feels really winnable, but they're gonna rotate. They have no idea where Super is. Super can get one spot ahead, but didn't quite have the gun out. I think he's been spotted as well. They got double beacon.
How'd they win that round? That was 2v4, I think.
Verno saves the round for MIBR. And most importantly, as he jumps up, just a hair showing a couple of eyes looking over toward timeout.
Nah.
Just be the right there for Ye. Maybe I think Ye possibly didn't have the money to
What?
maybe go for a glass cannon, but
What the
just too risky in a round where I think the rest of his team doesn't have anything to play through.
That's insane for real. Damn. Yo, Omni King, thank you. Omni King, thank you. That's fucking awesome. We hit our new goal of 10K. Holy fuck. Well, we're right there basically, but still. Yo, can we get some fucking ooze in the chat for Omni King? You're the GOAT. You're the fucking GOAT. You're the fucking GOAT. You're the fucking GOAT. That puts that 15K with my 5 as well. So I'm going to raise the goal again for tomorrow, but I mean, at this point, the goal was 5K, we're at 15.
Ye's only rifle, by the way, the hero
and it's only been a weekend thing. We started
EG
Friday.
Yep.
That's insane. Omni King, yo, much love.
So High Tide is out.
Thank you for
Execute
supporting
on
it,
the
man.
way.
Thank you for
Derek
supporting the charity.
and Icy.
Everyone else
Two
as well.
inside
Everyone
the
else
site.
as well. But like for real,
Opposite
I appreciate you.
Derek down low, but takes
I
a lot of
appreciate
chip
you, bro.
damage, to be fair. Same could be said for
That's some goat
Potentia, but
activity.
One enemy remaining.
The kills still come through for MIBR pretty cleanly. Supa trying to work his way into the site, only finds one, and now we're within a single round with MIBR.
I have to figure out, chat. I want to do a charity for Toronto, and I want to try to like hit 100K. I just need to figure out what we got to do it. Like, I gotta rally during Toronto, and I feel like that'll be awesome, right? We need to do we need to set a goal of 100K for Toronto. What do you guys think?
Made the right call to play through on A. Having Ye
Because
also
like
push
during
up to try
Toronto,
and
streaming
maybe
the
just
whole
catch a
event, it's
player
like
off, but he's in a spot
7
where
to
he can only
22.
just barely see the
It's
forehead of a few players coming up the top of the
13, it's
belt
15 days
and not in a
long,
position to get away. Didn't even get to dash.
and the viewership's way higher.
That singular death
So I feel like we
onto
could
EG
get
starts
100K.
cascading against him. To be fair,
We just gotta figure out a way
EG,
to
that
like
would've
make it
likely been
exciting and fun.
unrecoverable
Oh
rifle,
my
which the
god, that
aggressive
shot was
players couldn't have it, but
insane.
when they do have the guns, when Ye goes up first with an operator back in his hands, it's gonna deliver.
He's got his casual third knives for this half too, Avril. Just put that into perspective. He's going to pull him out.
Timing.
Reckoning is out. Flashing at
That
Nature
smoke
away,
saved
and Wolf does better
him.
than that. He finds Auspice
That
before he
smoke
can do too
saved
much, and
him.
now Ye's in the mix with knives. Hunter's Fury to help
Observer,
try to clear
change
this
fucking
out.
POVs!
And it's
Are you
down just
sleeping?
Hudson for the 1v3, completely suppressed.
Oh my.
Does not see Super up top.
125 from Big Ross. Much fucking love to Big Ross as well. Thank you, bro. Shout out Ross. Great with the $5 as well. Thank you, guys. Let's fucking go, dude.
Huge round for EG.
Let's fucking go, dude.
A huge comeback after
We hit
losing
10K.
the previous run, of course.
We hit
Again,
10K. The goal was
EG doesn't have
5K.
much to play through, but as soon as they do,
It's only been
Ye
2 days as well.
finding
We
instant
raised 5K
success.
both
This
days.
operator on the defense for Ye has been absolutely
That's
disgusting
insane.
almost every
That's
single
insane,
round.
man. To be honest,
Whether
it's
it's been
insane. I didn't talk
the
about the
initial
charity,
first
anything. I
peak,
just kind of did it
or even
starting
later
yesterday.
in
I
the
talked
round,
about it a little
sometimes
bit,
even
but
on the
we just kind of
retakes, he's
fucking
been
sent it.
finding these kills.
And here we are. It's pretty wild. Thank you,
11 now,
everybody,
2 away
for
from eliminating
supporting the cause,
NIBR
really.
from the bracket and moving
Hold
on to
on.
this game. Vipers put out early over the
Oh, that was
defense
great.
side.
That was
Farewell.
A
great.
little bold there, though, from EG trying to stick for that orb. Turns into a free first blood for MIBR. The Vipers put out green.
300
Still
pounds
have
rich
EG
అయిపోయిన
looking
దెబ్బకి
to at worst play for some sort of a lockdown defense as the offensive one is going to be called in. Recon bolt.
ఇట్లా చిన్నగా 3 XP ఇచ్చేసి 300 కౌంట్స్
He's
ఇచ్చింది.
thinking about it, trying to find an angle for one. And the snap almost, but not quite. And
That was
that's
nice,
gonna be
though.
MIBR. The jump into the site.
I felt
just
that.
down to does
Crowns
EG
కూడా 10 20
test
ఇస్తారు కొన్ని
this
KJ
కొన్ని
ults or no?
immediately? And no, they're going to use it for the retake.
They have to do a deep KJ ults.
ఇదంటే
Do a
విచర్
deep
కాంటాక్ట్
KJ ult.
కాబట్టి
Take site, KJ ult maze. Or like backside, I don't know. You need to KJ ult backside. Oh, we're saving.
ఎవరు
fuck that,
పంపిస్తారు?
let's see.
Listen, they're actually
Level up
maybe
అవుతున్నాను.
scared off. What a strange round. Would you not consider
29
the
కి వచ్చిన.
lockdown or the retake?
Yeah.
Possibly the angle
అవదా
might just
ఈరోజు.
not be quite
ఈరోజు
enough.
అంతా కూర్చుంటే మేబీ
Yeah, there's a
I think
level
it's a
of
good
that. I mean,
save.
Look where Zenom is kind of put together. Like a
I think
lockdown is
it's a
not
good
going to
save.
take away the Viper's bit. So, and there's also the level of that.
అవునే
Like,
మన
if Ye commits, he's committing
వచ్చినాయి
it with an
అసలు.
operator, and you really want that tool considering how hot his hand is.
Because they
Probably.
saved the
So-
KJ ult for next. They saved their guns.
It's the MLBR will send them on
It's
the
a hard
double digits
retake.
now. We really do have a game. EG
4 ఆయిల్స్ ఉన్నాయి రా అంతే.
It's good.
stranglehold
I
they
think it's
have
good.
on this second half is starting to slip away ever so
4 is-
slightly.
4 ఆయిల్స్
Definitely feels
Craft
like they have
is
plenty
అయిపోతుంది.
of members alive, but possibly just considering the risk reward.
Harbor ult
Kale
one
khatam
off.
dukaan band.
Silva
Money
ult
is
2
still
off.
not completely safe for EG if you take a look at where they are. So you
Yeah.
can imagine if they
దాంట్లో
lose that
2
one,
చేయొచ్చు కూర్చుంటే
This is
మనం
that was a
చేయము.
good save because now if they lose here, they can still buy next. Kind of.
Questing
Half
comes
buy
first.
maybe.
Might not be the
And then
worst
buy
in the
for
world.
12-11.
And just considering that the possibility that IC's lockdown angle. might
Yeah,
not
this
have
is
been
the
covered up
round.
is a possibility as well.
Where I might be
Wow.
to win this round.
Good information here early for EG. Has Ye on an aggressive angle.
Too
but-
much, too much, too much,
Punish
too
for
much,
stepping a
too
little bit too
much.
far forward.
Aspas
A
said
huge
no.
first
Now
blood
you
for
overstepped
Auspice.
the line.
And
Now you
Before that,
overstepped
we've
the
seen,
line.
We've seen Ye push up very
I've
similarly,
given you
being
one, I've
punished
given
by
you two, I've
NIBR.
given you
Same thing
3,
happens
but
now.
I'm not
Operator
giving you
drop.
4.
If they try and re-clear that one with the drone, but what they really get is, yep, MIBR is
Just
still
back
there.
here.
Nature has to, at worst, go 1 for 1.
We got the
Reckoning has
harbor
been
ult.
earned with that orb collected at A main.
Life's back, by the way.
Yep. There's the high tide. Recon dart also at the ready. Reckoning to be called in. Aldro trying to find some information, but Zenom who
ambitious.
gets the secondary elimination on this this attack in.
Might be going map 3, not gonna lie.
How about it? And Supa can do nothing. 11-11. And EG are going to be in a bit of a weird spot financially, I think.
Move together and overwhelm them.
Sort of situation where I
Yeah.
don't really think Nature dropped in his 0 point. Safe way to play because of
These fucking guys
maybe
baited
not,
me,
but
man.
Ye
We're going
down
map
early
3.
again. We've seen what happens when he's gone. Good news is, off-site is going to be ICU who is going to have to commit for the retake. With this lockdown, if it is going to be an A finish,
Respect
Ranked
to
after
each
the
other.
match tomorrow. I'm doing a
can't just
sponsor
allow
game sponsor stream
MIBR
tomorrow
get
after the
12
match.
For free.
Yep.
And already rotating is icy to receive.
Recon bolt over
So
the
ranked will be
corner,
on Monday.
stingers, what nature is holding in that
But at least
same
it's variety,
position.
bro.
Good suppression coming through for the snake.
I think it's a
Takes
good
Nature
game.
out of commission.
You guys will be the judge when I'm
Derek
there.
with that picked up Vandal from Ye, only able to find one. And if you're icy, you really wanted to try to help
We'll
out with
see,
the
yeah.
lockdown, but now
We'll
it just
see.
becomes a bit well,
Last
Oh,
player
the
unexpected
timing.
and unappreciated on the timing. Whoop, hey, how
Fuck
are you?
my life,
MIBR,
brother.
put them
Yaster,
together.
Yaster, bro. You give us
12-11
everything,
with 4
everything we
last
could possibly
5,
ask
now
for,
on
and then you
half
just
court
take
with
it all
100
away
to counteract
like we
this
don't even exist.
Potential and likely lockdown.
It's a rough way to once again lose Ye so quickly, but what we do have now is a reset of the
I just think it's
economy, an
weird Rivals
opportunity
hasn't
to put the
sponsored
opponent
you
back into the hands of
since
Ye.
you
We
played
saw
with me
so
and
much
Beyond.
success as long as he
But you
doesn't
guys might
lose
be bad
the
sponsor
opening
stream
duel.
partners, low key.
We
do
do
not
see good
ball,
look
I
here.
think.
Actually
No
true.
other ultimates too close. Nature 2 away. Could get
When's the
something
mouse
done
pad
over
giveaway?
there.
Good question.
Us plus 1 away.
Let's do it tomorrow after the finals.
Pretty nice for the final round. But really, to me, it is going to come down to a decent number of these recent rounds that EG have lost has come down to Ye's
I also
first
wish I
death.
could play because I want to try the glass pad out more. I
And
was
these
kind of starting to
aggressive
fry,
positions
no?
Because largely speaking, MIBR have
I
not
was
even
kinda
attempted
starting to
anything
fry.
towards
Focus.
B. So Ye's is trying to beat them to the punch. Knife to deny the Aldrone. Reveals onto nothing but Artson by the look of it. So moment of pause for MIBR in this offensive approach.
Yaster's here,
Pursuit of
but
Hunter's Fury now online for MIBR.
is he really?
Lockdown seems a little bit less useful. Options certainly on board. You can destroy the lockdown or just
I like this angle actually.
prevent a
I think this is good.
defuse. A little bit more movement now on the
I think this is
other
good.
parts of the map over here. IC has to start considering his options.
Oh, he saw him.
He needs to be the one playing safely here. Yay. He's
Almost a
never- he
double.
wants one.
Wait, he hit the other
wants
guy.
two, actually.
Look at Jet's HP. He hit him. Big ult.
I think he tagged
What?
us.
He tagged all three?
Verno just gets so much
Did he
value
tag
out
all
of the Hunter's
three?
Fury. He tags onto a
Oh
couple
my god, he
and finishes
tagged
off
3 in
on
one
the
laser. I've never
Barrel
seen
has
that.
been seen.
I've
He's
never
gonna
seen
fall.
3 tag. Oh, we
IC
lost.
shut down.
Oh, you
Nature can only
sonsa.
get one.
Unless?
It's just down to
Nah,
Super,
it's
but it
over.
won't have to be a 1v3. Good
Too
snake
much.
30
bite,
seconds left.
but low on health. The spike's still in hand, but if Supa can find the timing,
They have to plant
take
soon.
We
down
lost.
the player
Dang it.
underneath, that would be where it comes down to. Inverno's seen it.
Oh,
it's
they
spotted.
saw him. They saw him.
Artisan just gonna hold on top of where the spike had been planted.
Scanning ahead.
Verno, recon bolt out, gives away his position. Supa! Oh! Are you joking?
Oh my
Yemi
god.
చేశారు.
Top as soon as the recon bolt comes out,
Holy
ఎంత తప్పు
fuck.
చేశారు?
10 shots, and we're going to extras.
There's just no way Verno didn't spot Super.
He did spot him.
1v2.
Verno did spot him. Verno did
He
spot
would've
him.
seen a
But he
shoulder
didn't expect him to
barrel
walk all the way
something.
across his
Body,
drop.
Surely
Oh
had the
my
spot on the
god.
Super.
I cannot
All you
believe
needed to do
Superman
was
just
wait
won that.
for the
That is
drop down.
insane clutch.
If you have a
That was
Again,
situation
the
where
one is
no
to the
shots
dark
come
control.
from
bro.
top,
Wow.
play
Oh,
across
wow.
the
Wow.
map, Super can only look one
Wow.
of two ways when he drops, and whoever lives in that situation for MLBR, just clean it
Wow.
up and you'll win the round or you'll win the map. But he decides to go for the recon, which betrays his
just
own
pushing.
positioning because Super instantly
Wow.
sees it.
Come on.
Well, the recon came from that
That was
position.
insane.
I'm gonna drop down on top of him. And then he isolates the
Come on,
final
Mitek.
1v1.
Okay.
And Alright Scene couldn't do it himself.
Oh my god.
Super saves the day. That should not have been a loss for MIBR. I just have to question, did Verno see Super or
Had
not?
to
He
have,
did, he
had to
did.
have. I just don't think he was thinking he was going to just tiptoe his way on
Exactly.
the railings. And now all of a sudden, Aspis is trying to get aggressive. Nature on the corner. A couple of shots over the top from rope to rope, which MIBR are actually going to walk up aggressively here. Reveal so important, though, knowing that Verno is the one playing up top. And yeah, EG going to back up and just respect that there could be some aggression here.
పెట్టావురా
Tell you what, if that is the way that MIBR bounce out of this tournament on that round 24, they are going to be shaking
చీటింగ్
their fist
ఎవరా
quite heavily.
Shaking their
But
fists.
into the OT, which both teams are very
Darn
familiar with, as a
you.
reminder, in
Darn
the
you.
opening maps that we saw yesterday, both teams did go to OT on Icebox against their prior opponents and now against each other here,
Alarm bot out.
Seems fitting.
as it's been a long time since we've seen EG on the attacking side.
చెట్టు మీద
The one issue that
చెస్ట్
they had from that first half, though, was clearing out yellow. Close quarters knife, just to make sure no one's hiding at green.
కామెడీ
Flash,
అనుకుంటుంది
recon bolt all spent.
Uh-oh.
Alarm bot in the way of this follow-up.
30
There's also a
seconds left.
forward nanoswarm and Auspice up top. But no, the toxic screen comes through. Nature tagged on this aggressive play. Yay! No, shut down by Auspice. Now all of a sudden it's just down to, do you still commit to this if you're EG?
Unlucky that he
you don't
stopped
really have a lot
side.
of ground to work with. You're trying to get some success on this lurk through mid, but unless you get a crossing angle, it's still going to be heavily contested. And Auspice, it's good for not just 2, but how about 3? Knives out, but no. Falls as Nature gets the trade, but nothing further. Advantage MIBR.
Fuck.
Knives
Ah, ini roll nya drone
Too much for EG to peel
What
through.
don't
This is
know?
13 now for MIBR and
What don't
Auspice, as we
know?
looked at, by the way, in that first half.
నేను అంతా అసలు చూడలే ఒక్కసారి కూడా డ్రోన్ టెక్నికల్లీ మొన్న కూడా చూడలేదు బాగా
Else has been so comfortable for MIBR on the executes into sight at A. Supa's been bored.
Characters crypto throwing going on in this match?
defensive side,
No
but
shit,
no
bro.
one's coming
Aspas is
close to
losing.
moving over towards
Obviously
B,
something
so
fishy is happening.
Has Potter been able to cook anything up to try
Good
to
shot.
stop this MIBR offense behind the walls?
Hey,
of these
hey,
teams
one
in
person,
high times,
bro.
which have found free entry time and time
Leaving, though.
again.
I see us leaving at least slightly, but he's playing only barely.
If Diablo
opposite
dies, we
again. You're
lose.
right, Super has been
Watch.
continually just playing on an island, but at what point do you think for MIBR it would be kind of good for them to just
dagger.
exploit that? They are feeling good about A so far.
సైరన్ అంతా
But despite
Ah,
Icy
course,
falling off,
perfect
look how
కదా.
many nano swarms just being left in there. They being EG here, so heavily guarding A, and they do not want to lose that position.
Well, you can see what's on the deck here. You've got Nature holding on to utility in the corner. Recon bolt deleted. He's going to be able to heat this corner for free. Here comes the walk up. And Artson,
fuck?
Nature's been here every single round. He doesn't even bother to check it. I think a lot of that is thanks to Derek being up top on the Rafters.
3v5 throw, watch.
Connects onto Auspice. So now it's
Calling
just
it early.
the last couple of members for MIBR from the front. Then Zenom provides 2?
Toxins going up.
Can't be allowed to happen. Cortesia up top on 410. Supa stepping
Something
into the
wrong.
site. Drone does not reveal much, but it does get a tag onto Verno. But Cortesia able to provide the kills. It steps down to Icy for the 1v2. Both members low on health. Can Icy provide
Did
the
I call it or
save
not?
to keep this going like his teammate had in Supa? Verno on the
Not looking
corner.
the right way.
Doesn't make the first shot land. Recon bolt deleted. Cortesia a little bit deeper off the angle. Now both members
Fuck
have
me
been known.
life, mate. Fuck me life, mate. Fuck
Here
me
comes the
life,
check quickly
mate.
out of the corner. Not gonna find it. Crossfire
Gotta play
setup.
for
Time is gonna be an issue. First shots from Icy, not clean. Oh no, not looking good. He's off to the pistol, trying to swap back and forth. He's gonna have to stick for this. He had the lockdown, but that's not gonna make a difference. He finds the kill, but there's
No
light.
time.
No, not enough
Fuck me
time.
life, mate.
Oh goodness me! It got so close, but Icy just cannot.
Tomorrow's
quite
a new
find the
day, bro.
shots to land. And it will be
I
a
called
decider
it.
map of
It's not
split.
even a
Figure
jinx.
out
I
who gets
called
eliminated.
it. I literally
What a
said
close
it,
call,
bro.
but for MIBR,
I
think it would
literally
hurt
said
so
it.
much for them to lose this
Boo-hoo,
match.
you have to
So
watch
one
video games
ended
for
up
money?
on
I know, how
round
fucking sad, dude.
24 to
I could be
lose.
stuck in shelves or some
It's
shit.
2 versus 1. They're saying not
Fuck.
again. We're back into another 2 versus 1, and this time we're going to ensure that it goes our way. EG
Fucking
put
cruel
up an
world.
రెండు
amazing
drone అలా.
map here. Swapping hands
Stop.
between
You think this
Xenoverse
motherfucker wearing that for a look? The motherfucker can't see
and Arzini,
shit.
who's the
Nah,
IG
I wore
out,
glasses
no
because
doors play. He's
I
gonna be
need
on
them.
the
I have
race.
contacts on.
They're putting a lot of trust in him to get the job
Honestly,
done.
బయటకు రాలి from
just
Little
the,
bit of a
based
flex
off
pick
the
coming
fact that I was
through, and
wearing
MIBR will be
glasses
starting
on
on the
stream,
offensive side with this
that
double
goes to
duelist
show
play.
that I actually didn't give a fuck.
Trailblazer up top towards A ramps.
If I cared, I would put my contacts on.
Onto A. Spike making
I thought
its
the
way a little
glasses
bit
were
more
giving me
delayed,
like
but
skill
look
or
how
something,
deep
probably.
this scale can be for MIBR. They're already at the front doors at screens. Icy inside this nebula can really only do so much. This stealth drone could be huge,
How is
though.
this match still going?
It
Hold
does
on.
get deleted. Smoke blocking for the initial flash. There's the aftershock through it. Cortegia gonna step
Oh
up
my-
and take down 2. Icy trying to
Oh
provide
my
something in
God.
response, but the
Ace?
frenzy is only good for
Ace
one.
who?
And honestly, if you're EG, you are stuck. You are trapped on site. Super provides at least some sort of an exit, but Artisan
పాప పైకి రాదంటనా
does get caught. Cortesia, Verno trying to play
What?
the swing, but Icy with the frenzy. Still trying to get this job done, but very weak. And yep, that's all it needs is one more shot from Verno with the classic, and it will be the MIBR pistol.
I see throwing the nade does reveal his positioning, which Werner needed to confirm, but that got a very
Free tail
spicy
nerf, yeah.
considering how clean it was. Free plant, early kills, flash confirmed over towards screens as well to help out the team. And then MIBR started dropping members. You kind of talked about the fact that the EG players who managed to at least get onto site were really doing too much there for the most part until they started to explode a little bit and turn things around. Icy got a lot done there. 3 on board. But just him moving on to the raise.
Let's see.
Filling in for that duelist position that Ye has previously been on. That got a little bit too tight for MIBR considering
ఎన్నో కొండల
how
మధ్యలో
much early
తీసుకొని
advantage they had.
వేసి మళ్ళీ రిటర్న్
Level
వెళ్ళమంటుంది.
of questioning. How much can this post plant hold with
Nade.
this?
How
And
in
wow,
the
Super still
world
gets
has he
one,
done
considering
that?
how well placed
అసలు
that
ఎంత
patience
స్ట్రైక్
was.
అవ్వాలంటే ఒక్కొక్కరు.
Flash on the way out.
How
Nature
in the
from
world has he
Buffalo
done
gets one of
that?
his own, but again, back and forth we go. Derek in the corner trying to find something
That
on
was
the
going
timing,
on.
but not good.
What?
Yay.
Remaining.
Damn,
Again, back and
Arzinho.
forth we go, but
Okay,
how about
heat
this
up,
pickup
King.
for Artisan? Already on to 4 in a row, and it will just be left to 1.
I
As
see
Icy
1v2?
rotating through vents.
For the books?
This was the trust coming in for Artisan to
Personally,
hit
I
these
double
shots, and he
satchel and
certainly
miss
is
my
so
shorty shots and die.
delivering on the raise for the double duelist. Left a
Yeah, this thing here.
wanting in terms of his Lotus performance on the breach, just got completely annihilated in so many of these situations. But to be fair, so did Aspas. Had
Ace!
some reasonable
Move,
places
I want my
shown.
ace. I want my ace, move.
Not even an icebox, but here, this is a great position. Low HP for Icy as well. What else can he do? He's at least cut sound here, but against 2
Yeah.
and no weaponry, I don't think he picked up anything.
440.
Might have actually. There's a lot of dead bodies.
No
up there. He does have
ace?
something to
Wow.
play through.
That's the third 4K
HP
today.
now and not a lot of time.
Yeah, the time is the biggest issue right now. Up close and personal? No. Is that up?
Pretty good eco though.
Stops it from getting a little bit too hairy, but
ఏ సినిమాలో ఉంటుందిరా
Shannon
he loves
Phillips
me, he loves
in
me
milk
అంటాడు.
is bottom 3 cereal.
To come through, so this
I
bonus
don't
will
know
be a
about
little bit
bottom
more
three.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
gotta be something
Right,
worse.
like,
AG without
that's his
limiting
product,
shots,
too much
he
sugar in
does
there.
have
He
the
loves me.
ability to get full purchase.
Gotta go like
What
Cocoa
do
Puffs,
two
Frosted
What does
Flakes,
that
Plain Nut
look?
Cheerios,
So I'm
the
not too sure
Crave
this
chocolate is
even really
good.
going to be a bonus anymore, or rather it's going to be a
Raisin
situation
Bran,
where
low key sleeper pick.
if you
R2
look at the
అనా?
buy here, very light for MIBR. Too many players dropped in that second round.
What else is
Opportunity
there?
now for EG. Consider the fact that between
దీంట్లో కూడా ఒక
the two rounds,
villager
despite
ఆమె
MIBR
అట్లనే
winning
ఉంటుంది.
them, EG have brought it down to very fine numbers.
Honey
I'll
bunches
see
and
what we
oats.
get here. MIBR already staging up for a quick hit.
Raisin
over
Bran is
in
good,
A.
bro.
Derek trying to assist with whatever utility he can. Nice shot from Cortezia. I see the first
Those
one to
raisins
drop.
hit.
Derek trying to get his way in to try to contest this.
Especially
fight,
when
but
it's a
he
little
will find
soggy,
one
I'm not
and
gonna
hold on
lie,
to
it'd be
elbow.
hitting.
If you can get another, that'd be insane. But no, Auspice
We
good for not just
stay
one,
with
but
that
two.
is it.
Bro, you don't
Super
know.
quick
You
trade.
don't
It
know,
looks
bro.
like
Can
EG
you
are really showing that
bro?
they do want to try to contest
Y'all
these
don't
spike
know,
plants,
bro.
but
Y'all
not working
uncultured.
out as MIBR
Retweet.
on this bonus are in a
Messenger
3v1
man.
situation and looking good for a
Wait,
great
what
start
happened
here
here?
in
They
the
bonused
offense.
them.
I
Wait a minute.
పాపం పిల్లి ఎంత
We'll
ఫీల్
make it
అవుతుంది.
Diablo
so
said
it is
bonus
still Ye at
me?
the end of the day. Weaponed up, but Zenom has the angle. As a reminder, I might be
What's my workout split? Bicep curls, X100 every day. Just bicep curl, dude. Just keep it curling, bro. Something will grow eventually.
Flooding over on towards A.
BYB fam. Going to
Now
Astro
EG.
them Astro Guardian
That's going to be their own halfway coming up.
Just keep curling, bro. Eventually you'll get big.
Kind of like what we saw.
Your
on
body
the
has no
Icebox
choice.
history,
Think about it.
Repeating itself slightly. Odyssey recognizing the situation.
What does
Outwalk
Dory
can be
say? Keep on
massive here,
swimming?
considering
Just keep
the
on
lack of
curling,
movement on
bro.
EG.
బాగానే కథలు పడుతుంది కదా గెరాల్డ్ గాడు.
Trouble here for EG, just to kind of again reflect on the history across the calendar year on this map.
Yeah,
ఎట్లా
man.
కమిషన్ తీసుకుంటాం రా అదే కాంట్రాక్ట్
29%
contract.
win rate in the 4 times that
వాడి
they played.
సిస్టర్ హస్బెండ్
Whereas
కనిపించలేదని
the
చెప్పి
defense has been
ఇన్వెస్టిగేట్ చేయమంటాడు.
usually good for about a 7-5 split on average. So
మనం పోయి
you need to
చేస్తాం
start
వాడు
getting
చచ్చిపోయి
something
ఉంటాడు.
going here for Evil
చచ్చిపోయి
Geniuses
ఉంటాడు.
quickly.
The NRG
ఓ,
versus
వీడు
MIBR
రివార్డ్
game
ఇస్తాడు.
yesterday
తర్వాత
was
వీడు
largely
చెప్పమంటాడు అనమాట
tail
నా
on one
నా
side as
సిస్టర్ కి
well.
కూడా చెప్పు నేను చెప్పలేను అని.
Both teams favoring the attacking side.
పోయి ఆమె
MIBR
చెప్తే ఆమె కూడా ఇట్లా
game was
అది
so
అది అని
close.
చెప్తే ఆమె కూడా పైసలు ఇస్తుంది.
That's fine,
only
bro.
getting 3 on the defensive side, so
We take it.
rather, yeah, they lost
One
that,
other.
but in any case,
Yeah.
they won most
280
of the
plus
rounds on the
power.
offense is what I'm trying to say. They got 10 rounds in total,
Keep
7
on
on the
power.
attack and 3 on the defense.
Yep.
So once again, MIBR on the attacking side, finding
300
more value on a
coins,
completely
man.
different comp with a completely different player
Where we
leading the
going?
way.
Up ramp?
Shot called Artazine. Showstopper already in hand. Top on the leaderboard.
Even the armor.
And the thing is, like, this is again another route that MIBR just gets so much for free.
Timing?
Showstopper out. That's
Good
gonna try and
timing.
pitch things together
Wow.
towards screens, and it works out beautifully.
That's
for
actually
MIBR.
perfect.
Stuck in a
Oh,
corner.
that's
Oh my god,
economy
what's Icy doing there?
Icy
What is
just
Icy doing
hanging
over there?
around, and eventually MIBR is able to find him.
Ow.
Oof. That hurts. And it's going to be a flawless round unless the Bucky can
He's gonna go in there, isn't
make
he?
some sort of a punch happen. Over at ropes. Ooh. Whoa. All right, there we go.
No drama.
Adesin was the one player that could afford to die there, given that he only had an outlaw anyway, and he's looking to upgrade to a wife for the next round. Seeker's being earned by Verno. The back of that kill. Have to credit the fact that a huge Cortesia kill over towards screens, on towards Ye, which maybe could get a little bit spicy if Ye gets that kill instead. Just looking over towards minimap, Ye looked like he had the drop with the
This is
Cortesia,
a
who
BL3.
ends up turning around and in fact getting the frag out of Ye instead, denying the upgrade onto Ye, which could have been a situation where Ye starts to pop off, but on a row now. And as a reminder, we had 5 in a row for MLBR on Icebox. You don't want to be in that same deficit, forcing themselves to have to make a comeback happen. It's not great.
Yeah, this is a very crucial round for EG early.
What?
Oh no.
Oh my.
And
What?
you've lost.
Delivering, man.
And you've lost Supa. And you're absolutely right. Artisan has been unreal. Switching back over to this Raze and this double duelist. Icy still has a showstopper available, holding over towards mid. But B is severely weakened by not having that Viper. There's no ability to snake bite the entryway. You only have stars that can block anything through B main.
Ye solo, by the way, he's tucked in. How much can he get away
Artisan on
with,
Raze so
assuming
good.
that
He's
this
gonna
is
bring
going
out the
to
judge and it's gonna be
the B
over.
split finish.
I've got your
Bit of
trail.
help is slowly arriving. Seekers will reveal his position. He's gone.
The
Salvo
jump.
from Derek, just trying to hold off this play through Mail.
Kind of solo, but
But how else can you pause this? There's just so much utility being pushed forward. And that aftershock allows Derek to step up alongside another, but
it's not looking good for EG. They should pause.
Unfortunately,
It's
could
looking
only
very
get a
bad,
single
actually.
kill. And Icy by himself, a 1v4 situation, caught on the outside of the Nebula in, this has not been at all what EG were hoping for to start off this map. 5-0 and back into a tough economical spot.
Akpol should be coming through momentarily. If not this round, definitely the next. Things are getting very out of hand here. At least on Icebox, EG managed to recover the situation, get 5 in a row of their own.
Where are these guys playing from?
You're gonna have to do that now. We actually
Their
somehow
offices? I
ended
think everyone's on
Icebox
land.
6-6, if I remember correctly.
Based off their ping.
So the fact that we're so
LA,
Column
yeah.
regardless
far into essentially that same requirement again.
Tarek hired me thanks for the
It's
5.
just so uncomfortable.
How would you approach this 20 if
Bring
you
up
were
some plays with
MIBR?
just no
I would
equipment.
try to win. I would use Tejo and try to win.
MIBR taking their time here, respecting that there could be either stingers, maybe shotguns around corners. You also still have a showstopper that can change the outcome of a round, but as you're going to see, again, this little walk up for MIBR towards A, it just puts so much pressure on this defense who's already weakened to the arsenal. Stealth Drone is trying to see if this can pause any of the play, but doesn't really catch too much.
Tell you what, it is going to be the breach Teo combo. Derek one away from Armageddon.
Yeah.
They slow this down somewhat. It doesn't look like it's possible. Derek just doesn't have the firepower.
What the fuck? Where'd my
It's
nigga
just so
go?
hard to track Artisan when he's doing that.
Of course, passes it.
Again, like you mentioned, it's not a rifle, so the Viper Spit's going to get called in to block off screens.
dog.
Trailblazer to make sure no one's already in there. And if you're EG, you need a pick before you can even consider dropping an ultimate like a showstopper. Can they find something? Try to get this Thrifty online. MIBR's post plant is extremely dynamic, and honestly, this is already taking a little bit too long for EG if they wanted to give this a true go.
Might be able to just squeeze them for exits,
6-0.
though. When you consider the position
13-0
of MIBR,
potential.
they're going to have to walk through somebody's line of sight to be able to exit the site, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
Artisan up top, high-low setup, Super's able to find the least one. But the round will go to MIBR. It just comes down to how punishing can EG make this exit, and the answer is not that
Oh
punishing at
wow,
all.
that's a lot of damage.
I mean,
Well, the kills do come through, but really it's not much gain, not much loss. The credits are extremely healthy for MIBR.
Right. They can't afford to drop 3 players there, and as I said, if not for the previous round,
Pause.
certainly this one, you are going to end up seeing the tack
play some
pause
stars
come
in this
through, and it is
reality?
dire because at least on Icebox.
Their
This was the
6-0,
round
their
that
money
EG
is
managed
good.
to win. If
Yeah,
I
but still.
remember correctly, they actually won it via Thrifty
not
as well, which is
ideal.
pretty large this time. The Thrifty didn't even feel like it was
ఎంత
possible.
బాగుంటుంది
They didn't attempt it. They knew that the best they could do was go for exit frags only, and even then, successfully they got the exit frags. I mean, really only one player got out, but consider that MIB, I don't even care about dying on the exits. It's like, all right, we'll die for this. It's fine. We can afford it.
Well, this timeout, an important one. Obviously, you've got a whole cache of ultimates to possibly use here for your EG. But the question is, like, how and when do you want to use these? Do you think first and foremost it's going to start with some sort of a Viper's Pit to congest part of the map, whether that be in the middle of the map at B or something over
What
towards
bracket
A?
is this? Lower bracket
The other side of that
elimination.
is,
Winner is going to play 100 Thieves
How do you
tomorrow in a
get some
BO5.
success going down, yeah, with
Going
some
live
sort of
at
a
12
trap plan?
Pacific.
So
I'll be live at
we have not
11:30.
seen much in terms of a fault line
And
cell
that'll be the
combination
end
to gain
of the
space early from
qualifiers.
EG. So
We'll say that was, if I remember correctly, in the NIG 100 Thieves game, it was off the back of
Oh.
a Rolling Thunder, which is not online for nature here on EG 208. An orb wouldn't be enough for it. Certainly, you'd think.
All right,
Viper's
6-0.
Pit in
EG
mid
pause. Come
has to
back.
be the
Let's see.
minimum.
What is the strat here? 3-1-1.
the Viper Spit will be called over at mid. Double star placement over at B main. And then a triple stack between A tower and inside and behind A screens. MIBR, how do you feel this one out? Early stealth drone come through, showstopper the mix, and the IC will connect.
Ooh.
Some damage tallied, actually a lot of damage tallied, but still it's a first blood nonetheless.
Oh my God, that was
You blast
risky.
Back over to safety, and you'll keep a 5v4 for now.
Let's see, for a single ultimate, that's not bad. The fact that IC didn't even get traded is massive. 2 HP surviving.
Oh
అంటే
my God.
వెనకాల వాడేస్తుండు అంత కామెడీ
Absolutely
ఉంది
take that. And the fast rotation as well. Notice the possibility that MIBR
సో
could be
లాస్ట్
rotating
కార్డ్ కూడా
themselves.
పెట్టు నువ్వు బెలూన్
As we take a look at Verno now, breaking off away from A, does look like it will be a B finish, but they have to run up the guts through
Whoa.
E main.
The lurk.
42
This little walk up from
57
IC though could find some
67
great
Alert.
timing as soon as these poison clouds fade. And Ye, who's been the B Island
Wow,
player, is gonna be
it's
called upon for
nice
the first
from
time
both
in a while.
sides.
Wow.
And he's just completely.
That was pretty nice, bro. That was pretty
but
nice
still
lurk.
finds his one. That's fine. Viper's
He's
still
out.
going to be vacated. Superman able to get up top. Armageddon to clear out the backside of this as the Cosmic Divide is also spent here for MIBR. Important 1v1 here.
Ooh, nice try,
presented,
bro.
but No,
30
cannot
seconds
connect.
left.
Verno delayed from being able to find the trade. Special delivery makes sure that they stay in front of the pillar.
There it
and
is.
In that moment, EG
And
double
it's
swing
free.
and find both kills simultaneously. to
That's
get on
right.
the
I'm
board.
not
Look at
uploading
that.
any
A
videos from
little
this
bit of
event
shaky shots though.
on my
Courtesy
YouTube
ahead
or clips.
also. I think it was Zenom there. Just couldn't quite land on top of Tarkus. They had a 2v1 on Ye, and Ye still managed to trade one. Really, that should have been a 2-for-0 considering the drop
Hello.
that Courtesy had on top of Ye.
పోతున్నారా
Just a
నేను
single
వస్తా
headshot
మళ్ళా
would have done it. Ye wasn't even looking Courtesy's direction.
బై
Why
బై
not? Because I said so.
It's
Yeah,
just a
man.
little
Not me.
down.
No
I
more
think as
questions
we
out of you.
start out with Icy, showstopper, free kill. Gets
Didn't I
away.
time you out
2
earlier?
HP, Ye, trading 1 for 1. A little by little, MIBR's numbers just start to dwindle until EG rescue it, and they needed that to bring themselves back into bear with 1 round.
Concealment.
Showstopper available for MIBR. Caught the divide. Still possibly to be spent here on top of that, and it will be the showstopper.
They got
to break things
three.
up, but Yay! It's stuck in a corner. It's going to take down
What the
3 and then
fuck?
push into B main. All that is so critical. Again, Ye has just been on that B island the entirety of the game.
Damn, he killed 3 of them
Finally
like
makes his
that?
presence felt with a good one
We
for
didn't
one in
see
the prior
shit.
round, and then a 1v3 through B main, avoiding the showstopper the whole way. And EG looked good for a second, unless Zenom can provide something heroic.
And that was the perfect play for
I have this
the counter. Hugging the wall tightly. Blast pipe comes on through, just entirely avoid it, then walk through the smoke. MIB is not expecting that Ye is just going to be inside smoke. Phantom in hand. He sprays through for 3. Brilliant stuff. As far as Zenom is, well, we've seen him nearly get that 1 versus 3 on Lotus, and that was one of the bright points of that map, considering they still lost that round.
Well, he's gonna get
Oh
some
my God,
information here
nature.
on where the
You
Teo
fucking
is, but does he
masterclass.
expect The breach in the corner might not matter.
The fuck? He's like, where'd he go?
Nature stays alive. Zenom going to be able to put the plant in
He's
their
like, where'd he
favor.
go?
And honestly, if you're Zenom,
I like what
Zenom
Zenom tried to do,
Flush
though.
out this Rolling Thunder, that'd be huge value for you. Last star's been placed.
Team flash.
Goal counteracts the flash. Now to the 1v2.
Where's the
He's
audio?
with the first and
Did he not
oh
hear
my
them for a
goodness.
while?
He
His sense
found
is so
the
slow
right
as
one
well.
'cause Nature's down
Nice
to
try.
11 health, but it's just wide enough of a swing to avoid the transfer, and EG save their second round, if only barely.
That's a team flash, by the way. That was nature flashing IC,
It was a team
unfortunately.
flash.
So We talk about the nearly 1v3 clutch. It nearly happens again, but this time due to some mistakes, I think, coming through from the EG side. And oh boy, would EG be kicking themselves if that's what they delivered over a 1v3 with a transfer nearly there. By the way, Nature was already on low HP, so just a little bit more of a transfer. Not even a headshot required. Nature would have gone down. And then Zenom just completely destroys EG's comeback potential. Because, again, EG are down so many rounds. They were down 1 and 6. That would have been 1 and 7 now.
Yeah.
Far too close.
Oh, dangerous moment here, but Auspice. Oh,
Damn.
with the knives, able to avoid all of that incoming utility. And now has a chance to just pop off and tee off on EG.
Wow, he cleared the corner?
Yeah, headshots galore.
I'm surprised he still cleared that corner.
And for Ye,
Overheat?
well, you're going to be completely stuck here at A Tower.
What?
Oh my God, let him know about it.
Nah, that's some beast stuff, bro. Overheat?
Well, you're going to be completely stuck here at A Tower.
What?
Oh my God, let him know about it.
Nah, that's some beast stuff, bro. I'm not. That's pretty fucking beast. That's pretty fucking
Disgusting.
beast.
That was a clear
That's
cut
pretty
Auspice
fucking
legend round.
beast.
That's what
He
you
took
expect out of
over.
this guy's name.
He took over hard.
Didn't look amazing on the
Damn,
Rays on
that
Lotus,
was
but
awesome.
twice in a row on the Jets, he can
Nice observing.
absolutely deliver. Where Artezine has been kind of taking the spotlight a little bit on this map. I suppose it reminds everyone that he's still, in fact, in the server, and what was looking like a minor comeback for EG in this half. Stringing 2 together, 3 rounds in a row for EG.
Okay,
would
he's
be
getting cooked. I saw, bro. It was
extremely good in terms
23-53.
of giving confidence that they can maybe
Now,
salvage something in this
41-72.
half.
Wow, they're
End
actually getting
on
cooked.
5 and 7, something like that. It's still certainly possible. And then they have ultimates online, but this round they just don't have money.
No. What a chance here for MIBR to put this half well out of reach. And that would be kind of a match for what we often see on Split lately, especially with the ability of playing
Okay,
things
C and 5. They can't even win in
like a
5.
double
Oh, okay,
duelist.
C
You would
and
hope
5. I
your
see.
offensive side
No, they
finds
can.
this
Never
kind of
mind.
success, and Artisan has provided exactly what the doctor ordered. So EG in some
Both
trouble
your
here.
duelists as well.
Yeah.
Both your duelists as well have been performing. EG were trying to set up something over towards mid to spring a trap onto MIBR. So at this stage, Ye looking for a single shot on the Sheriff. Is this going to be a dry peek? Artisan, Outlaw in hand. Well, pops a shot, delivers one back, but I don't think it actually hit. They are going to go to site for free, though. Question now will be,
Oh,
is it
wow.
going to be ultimates
Freebie.
expended? You'd think probably not. Ye's already down.
Yeah, you would need a pick or two here if you were EG to consider
Safe
this Rolling
plant.
Thunder, you would think.
Blood.
Especially since most of them are on Sheriffs. Fault line.
Blinds?
Delivery with the flash, but Auspice able to at least find the first kill before being
He's
infected,
so
and then
sharp right now. What the
follow
fuck? He's
is
just like
clean.
reheated.
So just down to Icy with a
Damn.
judge.
I feel like we've seen this before. Icy often ends up the last one alive.
That will work.
Okay, well that's good.
How do you kill him?
That would have been a little sad if
What
he didn't at least
the
get that kill.
fuck?
And it really doesn't matter how many MIBR lose here. They have so much money still that
Okay.
a couple more members is fine. No more attack pauses available for EG. They just have to survive.
They have no
this
more
half.
attack pauses.
Yeah.
They use both?
A 4 and 8.
Or do you
you'll
start with
say
1?
It's a potential for a comeback.
You get your second
That
timeout,
would
second
actually be a
half?
Good finish now for EG.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
I prefer lamb kebab or chicken? Lamb.
2 and 10. You're ready to send MIBR 200 thieves.
Lamb be
yeah.
hitting, bruh.
EG can just wallow in sadness as they wait for stage 2 to start, really.
Now, I will say, kind of as a reflection and a bit of foreshadowing, depending on how this round goes, like, EG have been good at
Oh, he's ready for
pistols in
that.
this matchup to this
That was a
point.
really
And
good
how this
stun. He's so
timing of
ready.
The vault line has Icy for a free pick, overthrow,
That was good counter.
set up at mid,
Perfect counter.
and an early 5v3 is going to have EG able to breathe for the first time on this defensive half.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to do something similar to that last round as well. Just try and have players ready to go in.
Leaf
mid.
lurk. They found them.
And that is revealed as well. Cortezia has been found. And he's trapped. Calling over rotators as well. What am I going to do about this one? Verno is not going to move through sewers to try and link up. Cortezia's just stuck.
How
on
many
site, but
what?
he's not being aggressed upon right now. You also have pretty
Modi,
big
think of it,
Zenith on the other
25.
side of the map.
Donation. Shout out Modi in the chat. Much love, bro.
I mean, really, Zena would need to find some sort of an isolated pick to put a little bit more stress onto the ZG defense, who looks like they're just going to allow this to be planted at A and then
They
play
gave
for
him the
retake.
side, huh?
Full screens could be interesting.
Yeah.
Ortizia has to go big, but
Yeah, he
might
gets
be
the
hard.
ice at a 1v1 into Zenom, so now it could just be EG focused forward in this 5v2. Secrets that they're ready for MIBR. Wouldn't expect that comes through in whatsoever here, especially with Verno just needing to be the guardian of Cortesia down below window. Clearing out screens is EG. There's the first pick, and that will be all that needs.
A4
EG
potential.
finally comfortable in a defensive round. Gets them to 3, and they've got plenty of
A4 in the
ultimates to
game
move
is
going
close.
into the last
Yeah,
round of the
it's
half.
possible.
Yeah, it's a massive opening play coming through over towards mid. Then you just have the shutdown from Ye onto Zenom, the B lurk.
Last round in the half.
And good ability by Ye to be able to deny that as well, because sure, if Zenom actually gets the kill, the long rotation for Zenom means it's going to be tough for him to rejoin the rest of MIBR on A, but just an extra wandering player could cause a little bit of chaos. More importantly though, 3 on board means minimum of 3 to 9 here, but the possibility of a 4-8 is a little bit tantalizing, and I think it'd be a good way for EG to sort of do a minor recovery.
What class would I teach at
this
Streamer
half.
University?
3 ultimates on board is a good way for them to be able to do so. Yeah.
Valorant, obviously,
Statistically
or
speaking,
Counter-Strike.
EG, you'd have to favor them slightly.
FPS?
They're starting to string together.
Maybe not
rounds, and
FPS, maybe
how
Valorant.
util. They have an extra ultimate now as well, after getting the orb over towards B.
Watch party class?
If you're MIBR, you're trying to pull something out early. One of these ults.
Gym class?
And interestingly enough, yeah, this
Not
Seeker's
well versed
playing
enough,
through
I don't think.
ropes. Very well may provide that. Stealth drone deleted. Seeker's revealing that the rotations are.
I'm not gonna lie, they're not trying to.
Getting to be called in immediately. Icy showstopper right onto the
Oh
face
wow!
of Artzit. No Rory's there. As the Armageddon together just provides a little bit more time and space to breathe, but the Rolling Thunder was called out simultaneously.
Timing.
As that. So MIBR only lose 1, and Zenom versus Supa could be huge in terms of the spike rotating back over. They only have a Cosmic Divide to try to delay this to EG.
Like Cortesia has been left behind here. Just slow things down for EG, who haven't really rotated yet. Surely EG know by now that the rotations
Yeah, they're
happen.
late.
For MIBR,
They're
the
so
plans
late.
come on through. Noise has been made. Finally, EG will make that happen. Cosmic Divide is available, but still 4v5.
This
In a post
rotate was a little
market.
slow. Let's see if it makes a difference.
Cortesia is unknown.
May not make much of a difference though, because it looks like EG are going to try to retake over towards tower
Pass,
first.
pass.
Or maybe not. Lots of footsteps being heard by Hospice.
Pass, pass.
Supa with a shorty in the corner. They
ult.
don't have a roar in the under. They don't have anything to spend besides the Cosmic
Beast.
Divide. Inferno! Whoa, gets 3.
Player standing.
But
Damn.
Supa provides the response down to the 1v2. And the question is, where is Zenom? Gravity Vortex. what route does he want to take? He's actually going to go all the way back over to B main.
Spike down B.
You got a little bit of a contest here over at Dirt. It does provide some deterrence to the spike being planted immediately, but look at Icy aware of this. Shot still land for Artisan. Boombot try to gain some space as EG continue to fight this from the tower position. And yeah, it's just down to now what can...
Unlucky.
How about that? I was about to say, what can these players up top find? And Auspice connects onto the first two, and Zenom somehow finds the third. EG can't get repositioned to try to deal with that play through tower. And MIBR take the pistol and get to 10.
Tower mentions.
Alice just bought barely enough time over towards B main and saw Aspers in that round, I believe, got 3. We'll confirm when we see the scoreboard again. Brilliant stuff coming through tower, losing control of site, but doesn't make making the walk down happen. And now a pistol going the way of MIBR at this stage. I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, do you have to force your EG? You're so far
They're forcing.
behind.
Last
You
chance
really
for
have to
EG.
make something happen. If you give this into an MIBR 11 and you're only on 3, you might just have to kiss the map and the qualification goodbye. But now this feels like a must win. You're going all in here. Anything less than a win here for EG could be the end of the map.
And you can see what's lurking, that judge around the corner at Mail into the face of all 5 players on Stingers. How dangerous that could be if EG continue to try to play through mid. There's the initial cross from Icy. Stealth drone deleted. Follow-up Nebula allows EG to try to get over towards
What's up,
Mail,
bitch?
but now here
You want
comes
some too?
Jez with the judge.
Back your
Yeast
ass
with the
up. Back your
final
ass
response.
up.
That's onto the B side in particular, so Auspice has to take his direction over towards main. Gets onto the site. Cloudburst to keep him safe.
I'm still here, motherfucker. Oh.
Able to get a lot of damage done, but both defenders will fall, and we're going to get a 2v2. Artson quickly over the top. Does Derek expect this? Yes, he does.
Damn it.
Shot from
Damn
Derek.
you.
Time to send him for another 1v2 opportunity.
This is it. This is what EG need. 2 versus 1.
Smoke bomb, smoke bomb, smoke bomb, smoke bomb. Oh, they have rockets. It's so cringe, this Tejo character.
You have to respond to it. Aftershock will slow it down a little bit.
Half?
We go.
W half.
Salvos
Stick it after, you want
delay
pussy?
further.
Stick it, you
Rich
pussy, you
Teo
want?
is just so
Yeah, but he gets it to
aggressive
halfway,
play
Avril. He
for
gets it
this
to
reason.
halfway. Fault line does connect. Nature has to step in to try to deal with this. A little bit of spam coming
Stick it now. For real. For real this time.
How do you decide how to play this?
W no stick.
Oh my goodness. What a play from Zenom. Sticks it to halfway as the salvo comes in. Doesn't take any damage from it. And MIBR are able to get to 11 at the EG panicking.
Nah,
trying
Shunim
to
is
stay
him.
alive.
Shunim is him.
Just couldn't buy more time, and they threw everything in there. Aftershock salvos and Rich Teo in that sort of situation.
Not cheering for my
Things
boy,
so
eh? They
damn
had their
good,
chance
but
on Icebox. They let it slip.
Derek and Nature couldn't work
At
together.
this point, it's out of my control, bro.
Checking Zenom, and Zenom has had multiple situations where he's nearly close
3
to
judges? No.
1v3s, where it came down to a single 1v1 and he just couldn't quite lock it in. But finally, a 1 versus 2, he says, I've won that before a couple
Oh.
times now. And he
Wait,
locks
how
it
is he
in
trying to do
with
that?
Olympia to
Was
take
that from
11,
heaven?
And it's disaster, nightmare scenario for EG,
Or from the box.
but they have to force again. It's
Why
gonna
are
be
my hands
force
so big? Why the fuck
every
your hands so
single
small?
round now.
What about that?
It just has to be. And
Catch me
getting
outside.
so close to finishing off that round, considering that the judge had packed such a huge punch up top at tower. You're thinking, ooh, we're good to go. Especially with the Breach Tejo combo, but it doesn't work. And so now EG, again, on limited purchase against largely full rifles for MIBR.
Start to ask questions like, should they have just used Fault Line and Salvo at the same time to ensure the kill, rather than spreading the utility out?
One of the
EG
casters
that
scrunching
may
their
not be able to
beard.
One round, but
Where's he eating?
each round right now feels excruciating. Potential contact, by the way, on ramp.
Yeah, it feels like there's a
We're
little
holding
bit
our
of
breath.
both players are
Holding our
kind
breath
of
on B for sure.
yeah. Both players at A are just kind of jumping at each other.
Why is he laughing?
There's the stealth drum. Zenom denies it. Osmus in the backside of screens goes unnoticed. Salvo in a little bit of trouble. But
Oh,
wow,
unlucky.
nice little deterrent.
Wait,
on
he
that.
dashed
He's
out?
more, and wow, Zenom stepping up for the third. Oh,
Wow.
mercy me. That's another one of those moments that MIPR could just do no wrong. And EG, down to a
What did EG really do that
2v5.
round? They waited the entire round. They didn't really make noise anywhere else. Do anything to draw attention. There's no time.
One enemy remaining.
You're not going to save nothing, so you're going to make the play happen. You're going to try and
GG.
at least take something away, but a flawless to put MLB up to 12. And now the question comes, is it possible for 9 rounds in a row to happen for EG? If you were to hypothetically place a bet, you just wouldn't do it. It just wouldn't.
No.
You'd be
That's my
parting your
duo.
money extremely quickly here. MIBR also have ult online, Cosmic Divide, Knives. I don't even know if it's really necessary, but Aspas, we've seen what he's done with Bladestorm previously, completely destroying EG. But what we got in that last round, like, I don't know if they really had much of a plan there. Aside from Super.
Am I playing
making some
after?
walk
Yeah,
up
I'm
the
playing in my
ramp where
fucking
the
dreams.
contact was found. The
Taking my
rest of
happy ass to
EG's
sleep.
waited
Not really. I'm gonna go
for
eat
almost
probably.
a full minute in Garage.
And then eventually I'm gonna sleep. Thank God.
Well,
I'm
an early
tired.
tag has already come through. EG.
I'll be back
still
tomorrow,
working
11:30
on
though.
Stingers and
I'm not
Guardians.
saying my goodbyes yet. Let's not jump the gun here. EG could easily bring this
It's
back.
hard to frame up how
We've
you
seen
do
crazier
this,
things.
especially in the face of Knives at the ready, Cosmic Divide at the ready. But Stealth Drone goes up towards B Tower. Vents has been taken by EG, but that's a bit of a elective option as MIBR are just going to stack onto ramps and see if they can catch some isolation there. And this timing is going to be everything.
Super no.
Hi.
He needs to see a shoulder. He spotted it. But it's only the judge dropped down. Fortazia, his turn to stop this. He won't be able to. Fortazia had on his body a Guardian, which is going to be better than a Stinger at least. And this is a better look for EG than what we saw the previous round. But can they hold on to it?
What?
Knives
Heal me.
makes
Heal
this
me
duel
now.
2v2 situation. But Auspice needs to be healed up. Oh, and Super
Damn.
punishes before he can get back to
30
full.
seconds left.
So now it's
Yes,
just
Spike.
down to 1. Verno for the 1v2 and
He's
the
got
win.
ropes.
Footsteps to his left. Paying some respect to it. Opening shot misses.
Wow.
And Super able to get the wide swing with help from Ye to keep EG alive.
Was making noise on purpose there to give Ye the opportunity to maybe swing. But Super says, I can do it
Kulu, I
myself.
think about $25.
Upgrade
I
himself
appreciate
to
you,
the
bro.
Guardian. Dropped a little bit earlier on.
We're a little bit over 10K. W chat. Maybe we hit 15 tomorrow. Maybe not. Either way, it's been a success.
8 in a row required now for EG, but at least they have some money. And
I
more
haven't
weapons to
added
work
Mod
with,
5 either
rather
yet, so
than
we'll be at 15 regardless.
Honestly, nothing.
But yeah, we'll see.
Shutdown onto Aspas, I think, was the biggest one. Just before he heals up, to deny the 2v2, give them that advantage. They don't get that kill, I think the round ends a different way.
Does Icy check this corner for Katesia? Fault line cuts across, salvo into vents.
Wow, what a spam.
You just spam it down, you find the headshot, first blood, good for EG. MIBR, gonna try to recognize and respond to this threat by putting a bit of pressure forward onto Mail, and you still have Artzen close by with Verno at vents, and they're gonna actually change positions here. Pressure forward onto Mail, and you said
does not, so saving will allow him to drop over a rifle for a teammate and also buy up one himself, but at the same time, pretty tasty for Aspas to consider the opportunity to take away weapons from EG. So I think minimum might not go for, okay, well, might not go for. Exactly.
No, Aspas, my king.
A little bit of confidence now as well. EG, yay, on board. Shutting down Aspas. We had the hero rifle, by the way, and that rifle is a little far away to collect. Verno, I have a little bit of a tough time holding it. He's gonna back out, so
can't believe I wasted my morning on this. Cheesy Bow, what? Where do you live? Where do you live? Morning. What morning? It's 7 p.m., bro.
Dangerous for EG.
Where are you at? How many games did I win with Aspas? I only won most. I don't know.
Paint shells will land, takes down another.
You're in Asia, bro. What is Asia? Which country, dog?
Purchase should be
Asia. We didn't say what continent.
Still a bit away from being able to talk about the word comeback, but I think the better part and the better news here for EG, rather, I should say,
Singapore. Well, send the fucking pick, bro.
In case someone starts to fall a little bit short, and more importantly, you're starting to build up some key ultimates that could help you get a little bit deeper into this run.
I mean, what's really happening here is EG have left base camp, but a long way from the summit still, obviously.
30 seconds
I'm
left.
cooked. I'm actually cooked. I called it. I said brew.
3 left.
I said brew.
Any damage done here is big.
I said brew. I actually fuck with that, brew. What's good, brew? Wait, new slang just dropped? Or has that already been a thing? Brew? What's good, bro?
So they're gonna go for this. They're gonna have to do something about this.
I can make that a thing, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I can make that a thing.
Repurchases would be.
I could make that a thing.
Would be coming through if they even decided.
Hey, what's
up,
bro?
They're just gonna stack up a win to see if they can catch
you
some
good,
of the
bro?
exit through vents. But it should be a pretty anticlimactic finish. So, Rolling Thunder, Armageddon, Viper's Pit, and the showstopper, I believe, is one off.
I'll force this slang upon you guys.
We're on the other
I'll
side.
have everyone fucking brewing in here.
To charge up this next round of ults, but do have a couple.
Rise in the bag. My bad.
And they are going to try to get a little bit of a peek here. Yeah, this is all about trying to get this showstopper into play. And you're able to get it. +1 more. And Zenom down low will be dealt with by Derek. So only one will drop, and the ult is picked up.
It seemed like EG were more.
That's how we say bro in South Africa, bro.
Yeah, like they were saving or something, but that's not.
You guys opping on Astro? I like it.
Look at this line being held.
I moved from New York.
And this is going to have to be down to if this is the game plan of just play for Ye's pick to try to catch someone from MIBR getting aggressive, you have to show force through mail in order to be main to try to pull this defense into this line of sight.
Because otherwise, you're just going to have an EG that are waiting. We've seen what the waiting game looks like in the early rounds where nothing happened. EG just stalled for a full minute. You wanted to see some action over towards mid to draw people through. Trailblazers first. You want to hide the operator. All they're going to see with the Trailblazer. Super.
Here we go.
Default's there anyway.
We're going to get contact here because they're forcing the battle over through vents. So this is going to be these members.
Wow, nice shot.
He hits the first snap. Not able to get the second. Doesn't wait for the reset. And now the showstopper for Arts is going to come through to give it some space. Showstopper on the other side with the Armageddon coming through. Trades are decent.
Oh no.
For EG, this is everything.
2v2.
And Arts makes it even more punishing. To the 2v2 we go. Cortegia is able to see Derek up top. He's your spike carrier. Tries to make his way
Viper
on
ult.
the A. The Viper's been called immediately to try to fermentify this post-plant 2v2.
Viper's low though. He's gonna get spammed.
Divide to be played in here, by the way, from Zenom.
Yep. Oh, but the timing here. Super finds the first set.
Does he expect him to be sight? He does, of course.
Viper's Pit will fall. Derek not at full HP. It's all about the timing. Here comes the walk up
Overwatch?
on the opposite side of mid. Cosmic Divide is out. Derek, just misses the opportunity to find Zenom while still in the astral form. So now it's just down to who sees who first.
Wow, he got played.
Save things for EG again.
He got played.
7-12. We go on.
Who sees who? The back
12-7?
of the head from
Nah,
Zenom,
they're
who
doing it.
looked for that.
Are they doing it?
We've seen Zenom
It was
in clutch
12-2,
situations.
right?
He's won those situations. Just got a 1v2 win, but that was all
12-3.
Derek. 4 in a row now from EG right after the attack pause called by MIBR. Full rifles in hand. but
Nah,
only
they
half
can't bring
armor.
this back. Don't be
What a
ridiculous,
round
bro.
for Derek to be able to come through on.
Or brew.
Stun to delay things. Viper's Pit to allow him to plant in the open, then has to go into a duel up against Zenom, who's performed so well in very coin flippy situations against a Cosmic Divide where looking the wrong way, the wrong time is the round and maybe the entire qualifier gone.
Seeker's still ready for MIBR, but they did get the showstopper and spent it for no accord in the previous round. Can MIBR solve this
Oh,
problem
that util.
that is starting to brew on this EG attack?
Brew!
Still drawn up and into B
You
tower.
hearing?
Does actually connect into Arts in, so the suppression is there plus the information. And you've got some key ground to work with, but look at this double walk up over through vents. Does Derek hold this angle long enough to get the read? He's your spike carrier, and timing is going to be everything. There's the
Oh my God.
3, and now
Oh my God.
the B, unless Artson takes away the angle first, and he
Got
does
one.
find one with the paint shells, but nothing more.
Slight level of impatience.
They're gonna
there.
come
He
in
would
at
have his back
Aspas?
turned and potentially taken down by those two members. But if one thing EG may be guilty of a
They're
little
going
too
eight to
much is
Aspas.
that patience.
Can he
and
kill
they'll
them
be
all?
rewarded for it this time. 2 kills.
What the fuck was that?
Now open the map up. As MIBR once again have to split the difference here. They don't exactly know where it's going to come from. Aspas will deliver the news over. Or Zenom. Aspas knows, and he has to
Oh,
pull through
no,
now,
he's
or at least
out.
at minimum survive, which he's done through.
Damn.
Gets out of there. Gives a chance for Zenom, the clutch master, to work his way back over to A. But with the economy where
It's
it
too
is,
hard, bro.
yeah, you might just be considering saving here if you're MIBR. And that looks to be
You're
the case.
you're giving over 8 to EG, which doesn't feel comfortable. Closing the
Honestly,
gap
EG
to
versus
4 now.
100 D's would
Look,
be a banger because they both want to be playing
again, we
EWC since
talk
they
about the
make
fact that
Toronto.
13
MIBR
is
versus 100
more
D's
than
would be
likely
mad.
for MIBR.
I get
What
what
does
you're
the
saying.
end
Like both teams
result
would be
look like?
hungrier.
Is it going to be a 13-9, a 13-10?
When do I
Or
believe?
is it actually just going to be EG seriously winning 9
I personally
rounds
only
in
believe at
a
12-10.
row?
I think until then it's fake comeback.
Now we can start using the word comeback. The only difference is, will there be the word fake before comeback?
Are these guys in the call with
How
us?
This round plays out. Hunt is on a little bit from Icy. A couple of the spam shots, and Aspa says, no, not so fast. So 12-8 the count. Viper's Pit ready for MIBR. The Seeker still being held onto. And again, that's the thing, is like, as much as MIBR can be looking at some of these ultimates.
Hey,
and try to
Casters, if
congest
you
the
can hear
map a
me,
little
say
bit,
brew.
they're not round-winning ultimates, except for maybe the Showstopper, which Artson's only halfway built up towards. Same thing for the Knife, so.
What is he on Spectre for this round? Viper's Pit mid. And it's starting to really feel good about EG.
Let's go.
At least if they end this map, they kind of get to save face a little bit. Whereas before, the scoreline differential was so huge that you look back on that end for EG and it would be a bit disappointing. It's actually going to be Viper's Pit on A, the other normal position you'd see it at.
With a really peculiar toxic screen too, just kind of cutting across the front side of the A site. So it's almost to say Cortegia is just sitting there saying, if I feel pressure, I can just dive back into the backside of A and we can hold it. But EG initially will be funneled over towards mid. And look at the setup for MIBR around B. It's just everyone playing corners right here.
Yeah, this is extremely
Both
lightly held
Sky.
A.
Well,
Contact through Zenom here, and
Look at
as
the
you say,
setup.
just double in the corners, having to be flushed out. Stars to delay things a little bit, but also Zenom's been locked out of this as well.
yeah. At least for now, it's almost as if they want to try to wait for the Seekers to come back into play here.
What?
Stuns come through, Salvo connects.
Yeah, stun.
No more ability for those smokes to come out.
That's
Artson
fast.
up top, not able to do too much, and the same can be said as Hospice will drop. And EG, whoa, 4v2, thinking there might be someone over towards Dirk, gonna call the Armageddon in.
Left.
That's gonna guarantee the plant for Derek, but feels like a bit of an overinvestment considering the current status, especially knowing that Cortez is still back into his Viper's pit today. But regardless of that, it's a 4v2, and EG are looking good for 9.
EG are always
Big-
even with
big,
Serve to get, but as I mentioned,
Okay,
Terry, I'm drunk as fuck. You're the best. I love
We
you.
go
Drink
on.
water, man.
weapons, affordable.
takes at all, because I think twice now they've gone for a save. So they're losing a lot of these
Y'all
rounds
better be
just
lactose
because,
intolerant
okay,
the
we're
way
still
y'all
saving
hating
it.
on
Save
pasta.
Again,
Retweet.
don't want to be broke. Save one more time.
Well, EG have definitely found something through mid to work with. And maybe just, again, just knowing that they've got a utility advantage against this double duelist setup that I have to play a bit reactionary, but I say that and look at Artson's position with a judge tucked into a corner at B main. So all the rest of MIBR's defense can focus purely on the top tower positions, which has been an issue for them.
I see as well has been left behind here to work through potentially vents. The unfortunate thing for Artisan is that considering that EG's not going to push into him, a flank with a judge is not ideal. He's not going to be in a position
What's
to
up,
really
Sean?
get much out of that. Seekers in play very early, useful most of the information, but what the information does reveal is one inside vents is Icy's been forced to activate now.
Aspas has a gun, right? As a guardian?
Well, this will be a 5v2 on site for now. And if you're MIBR and you're defending from inside the site, if you're Verno, if you're Auspice, you need to keep your lives. Here comes the rotation back over. Oh, look at the position from Supa. He's going to make sure nobody rotates across a tower. Auspice playing in the back. Cortegi is able to find Superman, so now all of a sudden, EG a little bit stuck.
12.
Nebula about to fade. Ye finds the first. Good flash to come through, but the trades are relatively even. 3v2 situation. Advantage to MIBR.
GG.
Time running out. Just down to Derek.
No
It's just
time.
going to have to be him forcing
Nice try,
to
though.
find the kills, and it's not going to happen. Zenom able to find the last two. And
Oh my
MIBR
God.
eliminate evil geniuses and move on to try to play for the final spot out of the Americas qualifier against 100 Thieves tomorrow.
MIB 100 Thieves locked in.
They exit the way they
GG,
came in,
nice
just
try.
A little bit
Well
too
played.
slow. The classic EG patience. Sometimes it
see the
delivers, but
stats.
this time it did not. Waiting until
Nothing
they
too
have
crazy.
to go, and there's no time to plant. Allowing a little bit more time for MIBR as well to get their rotations over. At the beginning of that play, you even called it for now. It's a 5v2.